We are live at CollectCo for tonight's Wednesday Facebook sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to join us by saying hi and hello. I'm going to go copy this link everywhere I can. Jason Schott said hello. Somebody did. I don't think he's on the right feed, though. Carlene, John Stevens. Somebody just commented on an O feed. That's why I try to go live as soon as possible, but some people already hop on. They start clicking on the wrong feed and whatnot. So let me get this shared everywhere. Let me go ahead and share it to group. And then I'm going to go over here to YouTube and post a YouTube link just in case somebody wants to watch there. Where's that at? Right here. Share. Copy link. All right, so I was supposed to go look at a collection today, and I really decided not to because it was a heck of a drive, and I would probably be, for the time I was going to arrive at this guy's house, I talked to him, and he's perfectly okay with rescheduling, but I wasn't going to arrive until, like, right now. I would right now be getting to his house. That's how far of a drive it was. So I decided to not go to that, and I'm also trying to do some stuff on my phone right now. I decided not to do that, and then so we got down here, we started unboxing. We got a lot of new vinyl. We've got a lot of new vinyl, so that's what we're doing. Okay, let me get my restring pulled up. We've also got new vintage stuff, and since we had a major connection problem last night, and we just basically didn't have a part 2, and we spent that time getting more stuff ready. Seth, he was here helping us last night, and he did our he kind of helps us price our Japanese stuff. I can at least give him a pat on the back for that. So we got a lot of new Japanese stuff. We also got about 5 restocks to show tonight that are some pretty serious new arrivals and restocks. We're going to, of course, do those first. Let me show those, the sheets printed. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so let's get this one started first. I've got some waiting list on some things. I'm going to read off names. There's some old waiting list on some of this. It's been a long time. It's been a long time on some of these. So let me go ahead and show those first. Getting started early, even though it's for a pop-up sale. Usually pop-up sales don't happen to like 8 or 9 o'clock, but we knew we had to get it started early, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, this first record is $36.99. It has been out of stock. This is our 3rd oldest waiting list, and I think we've been doing waiting lists for over a year now. This is the 3rd oldest one. The Cult Electric Piece, they're $36.99. Let me read off everybody that's down for one, just in case you don't want it. And this is $36.99. The Insomniac 1971. Can I buy under this username? As long as you let me know your real name, you can buy whatever you want. Actually, I already got 2 of these pulled up. So, The Cult, $36.99. Greg Hagewood, Tony Doyle, Joe Frias, Walt Cruz, Dwayne Sevilla, David Robertson, John Sheehan, George Buchanan, and Robert Johnson. And if any of you do not want one, let me know. You were on a waiting list from probably a year ago. It's been a long time. So that's everybody. I've got about 5 or 7 more to sell. Maybe more, 9, something like that. The Cult Electric Piece. Those are $36.99. Jeff McIntosh wants one. One more time on that waiting list. Greg Hagewood, Tony Doyle, Joe Frias, Walt Cruz, Dwayne Sevilla, David Robertson, John Sheehan, George Buchanan, and Robert Johnson. I don't know if all those people are watching, but one will magically appear on their invoice. So, Jeff McIntosh got one. John Stevens wants one. Michael Potts wants one. Scott Smith wants one. And Kyle Morgan wants one. Josh, thanks for all your help. Josh is heading out. He's been here since 10. I miss Doug and I miss John, but Friday, yes. Purging. Purging. We're going to do some heavy, let me phrase that. Josh is going to do some heavy purging on Friday, so make sure you got your bills paid because we're about to resell a bunch of records. Make sure you get your invoices caught up. We're going to do some heavy reminding. We got stuff going back to July from some really good customers, but we just hadn't heard from you in a long time. And we hate to kind of resell something, people that's been buying from us for a long time, and then they just go silent. So we've got thousands of dollars of stuff to resell. Can I use PayPal to pay an invoice? Yes, you can. So when we send you a link through Square, there's a way you can use PayPal, but we have instructions on there how to do that. You have to set it up through Google Wallet, but yes, you can. Tony Dool says that was a while ago. I found this in the wild. Please put it back. Okay, so scratch Tony Dool off this waiting list, and I need to pull one for Greg Neal. So I think I've got, after putting Tony's back, I think I've got one extra. So no problem. If anybody needs to pass, just let me know. This is, like I said, that's probably from a year ago. Let's scratch his name off there. So we're going to have 3 of those left. And Greg says he don't need one either. He got one off the auction. Yeah. And Greg Hagewood said he doesn't need it because he bought one. Yeah. This is a great price, just like something else we're going to show tonight. If this hadn't come back in stock and I said we're going to put this up for auction tonight, it probably would have brought $50, $60 or more. So $36.99. Take advantage of that while you can. But yes, Benjamin, you can pretty much use anything you want, any kind of credit, debit card, PayPal to pay. There's a way you can get in there and do that. And we need to pull a Colt for Greg Rogers. I hope I've pulled enough. I don't really know at this point, Tanner. But there we go. I'll show those again tonight. I'm pretty sure these are all spoken for, plus we're going to have a couple come back. I'm almost positive we had a waiting list for this, but I misplaced it or I didn't key it in. I'm not for sure what happened, but this is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, $36.99. If you hadn't seen one already on your invoice, then you need to claim one, because if you thought you were on a waiting list, you're not anymore, because I think I accidentally deleted that one or I didn't key it in. Sometimes I order it and I key in the names into our system, and then I lose it. So, okay, we got three Gregs commenting. Greg Hagewood said, actually, he'll go ahead and take one. Greg Preston wants one, and Greg Rogers. Greg Preston and Greg Rogers. Tanner's working on copying all those names. I'm just going to go ahead and pull another one out just in case, because this will be something. I'll let Tanner tag all those. Then I'll go back through those and see how many we actually have. And then Rudolph is Claymore and Greg Hagewood. Greg Moore, and I think there was at least 4 people on that waiting list. About every 100 waiting list, I at least miss one up. So, because I think I would have ordered 3 extra to sell, and I have 4 left. Or I may have, sometimes I order 3, sometimes I order 2. So, was there an issue part 2 last night's show? Yes. We went to go live on part 2 and nothing would work. Facebook or YouTube. So we just called it a night and we started doing other stuff. So, okay, Johnny Cash, American Recordings 5. The volume 5 is in. The waiting list on that was Jerry Stone, Kyle Gregory, Josh Duvall, and Brent Rabley. That was Johnny Cash, American Recordings, Volume 5, $49.99. This next release, when my sales rep from one of our distributors said, will you please post this? And I probably would have anyway, but he's like, you should sell a ton of these. And I was like, okay, and we sold a ton of them. That's Hank the Third, Hank 3, Straight to Hell, limited edition Blood Splatter 2 LP with poster. And this is actually an exclusive through our main distributors. They're pretty big, and they do a lot of exclusives just through their distributing place. So a lot of places do that. They are like the exclusive distributors of things, and that's what the deal was with this. Hank the 3, Straight to Hell, $39.99, red vinyl. Waiting list on that was Paul Beal, Brent Rabley, Steve Rogers, Wyatt Akins, Leslie King, Joseph Zucker. Well, we got some strange names here. Joseph Zucker and Jason Kuykendall. Mark Karst, Jeff Whitney, Jason Byrne, Chad Duggan, Breanne Meadows, Nick Dillon, Lee Wright, David Robertson, Matthew Sanford, and Jimmy Dasher. Hank the 3 is $39.99. I don't know if this is ever pressed on vinyl before, or if it is, it's not too easy to get it all. Let's see here. Okay, this is a new release from Queen. It looks like Queen is reissuing their entire catalog on half-speed masters. And well, there's 2 that's coming out this week. We've got one of them in, which is this one right here, Queen Innuendo, $36.99, half-speed master. It is 2 LPs, and it's a gatefold. That is $36.99. I will show the Japanese in about 15 minutes, David. Give me a second to get finished with this crate. Scott Smith wants a Hank the 3. Hello, Lawan. Freddie Milford wants a Queen. And David says, can you show the Japanese? Now, are you really just saying that the only thing you're interested in is Japanese records? That would be surprising. The entire show, and you're only interested in Japanese, and we've got 5 hours of selling to do here. Sherry Darnell gets a Queen. Rich Recor wants a Hank the 3rd. Rich Recor has a Hank the 3rd. And Scott Smith also on a Queen, and I don't have any more. We will start a waiting list for that, Scott. Queen, Innuendo. Saigon Kick. This is another new, this was originally a Record Store Day release. First widespread vinyl release, which is true. It was originally only a Record Store Day. Saigon Kick, The Lizard, $36.99. I've got 2, and Tommy Green, I don't know, are you on here? You're not, but I know that Tommy Green got 2 of them. Saigon Kick, The Lizard. I've got 2 of those left. The Smiths, Strange Ways, Here We Come. Jessica Jarmay. Jessica Jarmay, you were on a waiting list for that. I have 1 left. The Smiths is $36.99. That's technically an on-sale import. And a new Billy Idol. Billy Idol, The Cage on Dark Horse Records. New Billy Idol, $28.99. Dark Horse Records, Billy Idol, The Cage EP. New songs including Cage and Running from the Ghost. Limited edition red vinyl. An OG of Hank the 3 will cost you $300. That's what I was thinking. I knew they weren't cheap. I have to cut back, so I'm extremely selective. No, you should be doing the opposite of cutting back. Patty Anderson Williams on Saigon Kick. Sorry, what was the price on Rudolph? Rudolph is $36.99. And like I told everybody, I have misplaced that waiting list. So if you thought you were on a waiting list, I'm pretty sure there was at least 2 more names, and I've got 4 left. So Greg Rogers wants a Hank the 3, if not on the list. Greg Rogers, you're not. I posted that actually a while back. And then Billy Idol, Mike Massey, Walter Cruz, and Jerry Stone. Luckily, I've got 3, but I will be ordering more if anybody else wants one. Look at Billy Idol, $28.99. All right, so quick recap on this bin. We don't have them all officially tagged yet, but I probably have 1, maybe 3 of the Cult Electric Peace. I may have 1 left. I may have 3 left. And then we have 20 more back ordered, so hopefully more are coming, but it was a year before we seen any more. So if you're on the fence about this, let me know if you want one, or don't be on the fence. Claim it, $36.99. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Burl Ives, that is $36.99. Johnny Cash 5, American Recordings. Tony Riddle wants 1. Tommy Green says 2 Lizards. We've already got those pulled for you. I've got 2 copies of Cash 5, and I've got 2 more that will be here tomorrow. And then Hank the 3, Straight to Hell, 2 LP, red vinyl, $39.99. Sherry Darnell wants a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And then the last 2 records are Saigon Kick, The Lizard, $36.99. And the Smiths, Strange Ways, Here We Come, $36.99. I've got more new vinyl. 1 big release is in this week. It's called Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses, and we don't have them all delivered yet. So they're not all here. We won't technically show those until Thursday or Friday night show. We won't show those until Thursday or Friday night show. So I'm about to get the Japanese stuff up, and I'm going to show our first crate of new vinyl. I'm going to show our first crate of new vinyl. Mike Vandergist on the Cult. We'll go ahead and pull one of those for these. Luke, these are all new arrivals, which are sticker price. I've already pre-sold about 27 of these at $39.99. I would have some very angry people if I sold one for $30, which I can't. This was one that I kind of had to, I kind of told my sales rep I would show it for them. So those I've got to be very careful with anyway. I definitely have to sell those for $39.99. Very tight margin on those. That Hank the 3 record, I have the tightest margin on that than anything probably this month I've sold on new vinyl. They're not cheap for me either. Okay. Let me go grab the crate of Japanese stuff. Eric says, hey, I know him. There's Eric. We can thank Eric for all of our fantastic records. Thank you, Eric. Eric will probably tell you if I sold that for $30, I wouldn't stay in business very long. Let me go grab that crate of Japanese vinyl. Let's see here. Any more Rudolph left? Yes, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I have them, Jessica. And by the way, Jessica, your Smiths came back in. Those are $36.99. Chad, did I get a Greta? I have no idea. I have not shown Red Hot Chili Peppers yet. And Tommy, yes, I got your 2 lizards. More Hank 3 news coming soon. That's good to know. More Hank 3 news. Eric probably both enjoys my emails, and sometimes I put in some ridiculously big orders. Sometimes he may not like seeing those come in. I don't know. But I've got all of a sudden a lot of new vinyl around here. I have a lot all of a sudden. We reduced inventory a lot, and then all of a sudden we have got crates. I've got it everywhere, so. Okay, Jessica Jarmay on Rudolph. I'm going to show the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They're going to go extremely fast. And I'm going to randomly show them here in a minute. And I only have a few. Okay, I've only got a few. Make sure you're paying attention, okay? Let me get a few records. Here, and then I'll go through the Japanese. Okay. Hot Burrito, the Flying Burrito Brothers, $44.99. Hot Burrito, the Flying Burrito Brothers, $44.99. Credence Gold is a Portugal pressing, $34.99. Portugal pressing, $34.99. I will tell the price right before I show it because there will be some people that's like, I don't know. I'll put it to you this way. I've got mine priced under the cheapest U.S. Discogs price. I've got it beat by almost $150. Okay, that shows you how good of a deal it's going to be tonight. The cheapest one on Discogs, I've got mine priced $150, $160 less. So you can probably go check the math right quick. Hot Burrito Brothers, or Flying Burrito Brothers, that's sold to Brent Rabley. I'll do that actually in about 5 minutes. Death Wish soundtrack, that's Herbie Hancock, $34.99. The Best of Luther Vandross, $39.99. Air Supply's Greatest Hits is $9.99. The Genius of Ray Charles, this is a 1968 pressing in shrink wrap, $24.99. Check out that label. Check out the condition. $24.99 on that. Retro Class Entertainment, which is Troy Robinson on Luther Vandross. Troy Robinson, excuse me, that's Rydell Martin. Rydell Martin got that one. Troy Robinson, you were second. George Buchanan first to the Ray Charles. Wow, we still got Air Supply's Greatest Hits. $9.99. Sinatra 65, $14.99 on Frank Sinatra. And Nat King Cole, I Don't Want to Be Hurt Anymore. Nat King Cole, $9.99. Brubeck, Compadres Mulligan, recorded live in Mexico, $19.99. UB40, Homely Girl. I think this is a sealed 12-inch single, has a couple other tracks on it from 1989. 1989, sealed 1999. 1999. Let me change out crates very quickly so I can show our Japanese stuff. George Buchanan on UB40. And then I'm going to set it right back over here. Wow, a Bad Brains record. That's in this next crate. Well, looks like we got some pretty good stuff tonight. I hadn't actually even got to go through it. Led Zeppelin. Wow. A couple Madonna records there in shrink wrap. All right, let me show this Japanese crate. These were all auctions, okay? These will all be put up for auction. I've got Elvis, Led Zeppelin 2, Blondie, Foreigner, Elvis, Led Zeppelin, Carpenters, Bruce Springsteen, NXS, Steve Miller Band, Best of Steve Miller Band, Santana, Bob Dylan, Carole King, Clapton, Carole King, Boston, Eagles, The Firm, Elton John, Van Halen, Styx, Heart, Beatles, Hendrix, Beatles, John Lennon, Dokken, Simon and Garfunkel, really cool Cinderella picture disc, Peter Frampton, Deep Purple, Clapton, Eagles, Elvis, Paul Simon, and Don Williams. Don Williams. All right, let's see here. I sold a couple other things out of that crate that I just set off to the side. We've got, let me pull these here. First thing was Mike Vandergist on Frank Sinatra, and Kevin Jordan wants a Hank III. Kevin Jordan on Hank III, or Hank III. What do most people say? Hank III? I say Hank III. That's sold to Kevin Jordan. Somebody said Styx, Springsteen, Air Supply. Those were requests for auctions. R.M. Lazelle wants the Air Supply's greatest hits. There's only 2 records left in this first crate. That is Creedence Gold and Herbie Hancock Death Wish soundtrack. Nat King Cole. Actually, I've already showed those. There's more than that. Rod Stewart, A Shot of Rhythm and Blues. Rod Stewart, $14.99. And Survivor, Eye of the Tiger, $24.99. Let's do Springsteen and what was that other one? Styx. What was Styx? STYX. That was the first couple requests. Let me get those put up for auction. What was the other one? Springsteen. I know I went through those kind of fast, but before the end of the night, we'll have them all put up for auction. Cameron Martin was first to Eye of the Tiger, and Cameron Nance, you were second. We have a copy of Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love. This is a near mint pressing and shrink wrap with hop sticker too. Obi, Japanese inserts are in there. We need a $40 start on that. $40 start on that. Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love. $40 start on that. And we have a Styx. I was about to say there's something wrong with the Obi, but that's the way it's made. It looks like there's a little like indentation here. It does have a couple creases on it. Yeah, and it's split up here at the top. So this thing is pristine other than the Obi. And we need a $35 start for that. It has the Japanese insert with it. Near mint, Japanese quality vinyl, Styx pieces of 8, $35 start. George Buchanan's at $50. Bruce Springsteen looking for a $35 start on Styx. Is Hot Burrito the U.S. promo? Let me find that for you, Brent. That's something we've already sold, Tanner, and I will show it to you. 38 Special, Special Forces, $24.99. 38 Special Tour de Force, that's in shrink wrap with hop sticker, $24.99. 38 Special, wow, this has a hop sticker on it too. I've never seen that. Features the hit singles Hold On Loosely and Fantasy Girl. Got a really cool picture of the 38 Special on there. $29.99, that's in shrink wrap with hop sticker. Triumph, Never Surrender, $19.99. And Triumph Thunder 7, $19.99. Thin Lizzy Live, Gold Stamp Promo, 2 LP. That looks really nice, $39.99 for Thin Lizzy. And Twisted Sister, Come Out and Play from 1985. That is a sealed copy. Has a notch in it, $49.99. Hop sticker, special limited edition pop-up album cover. Twisted is $49.99. Uriah Heep, Fallen Angel, $19.99. And Uriah Heep, Look at Yourself. Uriah Heep is $24.99. Molly Hatchet, No Guts, No Glory, $19.99. Jimmy takes the Seal Twisted Sister. I haven't seen another comment since that, and the bid for Bruce Springsteen at $50. Bruce Springsteen is at $50 with George Buchanan. That's going twice, going 3 times, and I'm looking for a $35 start on Sticks, Pieces of 8. Uriah Heep, Wonder World, $19.99, and Molly Hatchet, The Deed Is Done. Molly Hatchet, The Deed Is Done, $24.99 with shrink wrap and hop sticker, and Molly Hatchet, self-titled, $19.99. Molly Hatchet, self-titled. I need to find my bottle of water. I ate some Mexican food earlier, and it feels like I ate a bunch of sponges. You know how it gets all... I don't know if our feed is 100% working right now. Can everybody give me a test comment? Because I don't know if we're not getting comments, or if it's frozen, or we've had some serious problems, or maybe everybody's just sleeping on me right now. But I had to believe... It's hard to believe after showing all those that we haven't shown those yet. So... there we go. I love seeing comments just roll in. I need y'all to comment and buy and do thumbs up and as much as possible. Thank you. That's what I like to see. More comments, the better. Look at all of those. Look at all those. More comments, the better. All right, I'll make sure I didn't miss anything during all that. Twisted Sister, we got that for Jimmy E. Test here. Test, 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 test. Hello, test. Any Colt electric piece yet? We may have one left, Jeff. We may have one left. Mike Vandergist bid 35 on Sticks. Test, test, test. Yo, hey, test, test. Sleeping. Test here, test, test. Just got here. Here, test. Just wandered in. Test, test. Test, test. Jeff says, I'll take it. Put down, Jeff, for an electric piece. Are they all tagged, or do we have some extras? Okay, actually, Jeff, we're all tagged as of right now, okay? We're all tagged as of right now, so just let me know if you still want on the waiting list, okay? I seen your test, yeah. Okay. $89.99. I've got 5 to sell right now. $89.99. Red Hot Chili Pepper Stadium Arcadium. $89.99. $89.99. I've got 5 left to sell right now. 4 LP. They're $89.99. They're going to go very fast. Paul Beal and William Simmons, you are on a waiting list. Paul Beal and William Simmons. So those 2 are already pulled, and I've got 5 others to sell. They're $89.99. We'll do the order in which these comments came in, and then we'll take a waiting list. This tells me that, and this, by the way, if you're looking it up on Discogs, this is the U.S., the barcode, it reads, and on the back as the 2006, actually. If you scan it, that's what pulls up. That's what pulls up. If I scan this with my phone, and I've done it twice now, it shows up as the cheapest one active in the U.S., $249.99. $249.99. There's only 2 people on the wait list, Paul Beal and William Simmons. That's it on this one. That's it. Okay, so Tanner, the first 5, let's go to, okay, Thomas O'Brien. Let me go grab those. William Simmons still wants his. I got to confirm with Paul Beal. If Paul Beal passes, then we'll have an extra one, so we'll be able to sell 6 tonight. What's that?
I doubt he does.
Yeah, I doubt Paul passes, but he may. But Paul, if you're watching, let me know. And then anybody else, go ahead and comment so you can get in line for the other one. So let me go back up to the top here. This is going to be Thomas O'Brien's. This is going to be Cameron Nance's. Tony Doole was number 3. Zachary Smith was number 4. And George Buchanan was number 5. Okay, there's 5. We could have more. We could have more before the end of the week. So we got these 5 sold. One more time. That was Thomas O'Brien, Cameron Nance, William Simmons, Tony Doole, and Zachary Smith. Oh, yeah, William Simmons. So George Buchanan. My bad. Yeah, one more time. Thomas O'Brien, Cameron Nance, Tony Doole, Zachary Smith, and George Buchanan. That was the first 5 on my feed. And then the other 2 were already pulled for Paul Beal and William Simmons. $89.99. Yeah. So let me read off the names. We're going to write down all these names for a waiting list. First of all, there's a couple of new people on here. If you're new, we're going to go ahead and have you email us just in case one comes in. You have to email us so we can send you an invoice. The next name was a new buyer, Jerry Cacciatore, maybe? Cacciatore. So, Jerry, we're going to share you our email address if you don't care to email us. And then Tracy Miller, you were second. Whoever Stereo is, Stereo, we might need your actual name, and then you'll need to email us. Benjamin Jockers was number 4. The Insomniac, that's Joe Hare. He was number 5th. Jerry Stone, you was not on a waiting list. Kevin Tays was number 6. Robert Johnson was number 7. Jerry Stone, number 8. Scott Fish, number 9. Eric Fisher, number 10. Eric Fisher said no waiting list. Stereo's new. And Stephen. Okay. Yeah, so we're, Tanner, do you want to type the email address in or? Okay. I'll go ahead and do it. It's just contact, right? Okay, contact. I should have this where I can just copy and paste it. Contact. Right. Make sure I actually put the real one this time. Okay, whoever was new and wanted one, you'll have to email us in case they come in. We're going to put you automatically on a waiting list, so whenever they come in, you're automatically on a waiting list, yeah, and it'll be in the order in which we receive them. They're $89.99, the cheapest one for this version, this barcode. In the U.S., they start at $89.99. Last one sold was opened for $150, and if you buy one internationally, they start at $149.27, I think. So the cheapest one overseas is $149, and in the U.S., if you want to buy from a U.S. seller, they start at $250. That's crazy. That's a crazy price. Don't pay $250 for one of those. For what they're going for right now, $89.99 is a deal. Hopefully that they're press more of them, but we just never know. Okay, we need to go ahead and put up 2 new auctions. Are you getting the new Alice Coltrane? Yes, those should be coming in soon. Let's go ahead and sell these first 2 auctions for tonight, which was sticks. It's only one bidder for $35, and that was Mike Vandergist. He gets the sticks for $35, and George Buchanan gets Bruce Springsteen for $50. All right, I have not shown Guns N' Roses yet. Molly Hatchet, Take No Prisoners, is $19.99. Nazareth, The Full Circle, that is actually a sealed copy, $39.99. Marshall Tucker Band, Together Forever, $14.99. Nazareth, Close Enough for Rock and Roll, $19.99. And Night Ranger, Dawn Patrol, $24.99 for Night Ranger, Dawn Patrol. Next 2 auctions, what do we have here? I've got a copy of Foreigner 4. It's a Japanese pressing. It is a $35 start. Really nice Japanese with Obi. Insert. Foreigner 4 is a $35 start. And Elvis, Special 24. This is a Japanese Elvis compilation. Also a $35 start for that. 2 LP Elvis Presley Special 24. $35 start on that. Ted Nugent, State of Shock. $14.99. Ted Nugent, Intensity in 10 Cities is $14.99. Nazareth, No Mean City. Nazareth is $19.99. Night Ranger, 7 Wishes, $24.99. And Night Ranger, Big Life. This one's from 1987, $24.99. Night Ranger, Midnight Madness is $24.99. Gold stamp promo on that one. And Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo, $24.99. Kyle Morgan's at $35 on Foreigner. Burt Jordan's at $35 on Elvis. Going once, going twice. Another Night Ranger, Dawn Patrol. Nazareth Snaz, Full House. That is $24.99. And In Excess, The Swing, $29.99. Brandon Jackson means No Means Naz. That was No Mean City right here. That's sold to Brandon Jackson. Nazareth. The Hollies, their 20 greatest hits, $19.99. And we have Spitballs. Isn't this what is this? It's not a comp, is it? No, I guess that's an actual artist. $19.99. $19.99. Mahogany Rush is $19.99. And Rod Stewart is sealed. That's technically self-titled. $29.99. McCartney 2, Paul McCartney. This has the bonus single that came with it, $29.99. James Taylor, Never Die Young, is $19.99. And Traffic, When the Eagle Flies, $19.99. Foreigner and Elvis, both going twice, going 3 times for $35. Vernon Lehman wants on the waiting list for The Cult. Mike Vandergits gets a double live Gonzo. That was Ted Nugent. And Guy Goodman on the Hollies. Guy Goodman on the Hollies. Final call on those 2 Japanese auctions back here. Stan Getz, Sweet Rain, is $44.99. And Christopher Cross, $9.99 on Christopher Cross. Let me get to the bottom of my feed. I think I'm caught up. So let me go back through these. This is like a lot of the same artist. Let me go through them. If you want to know prices, let me know. About to sell those auctions in about 30 seconds. Creedence Clearwater, Herbie Hancock, Death Wish, Nat King Cole, Brubeck and Mulligan, Rod Stewart, 38 Special, 38 Special, 38 Special. Triumph, Thin Lizzy, Uriah Heep, Molly Hatchet, Uriah Heep, Molly Hatchet, Nazareth, Marshall Tucker. Nazareth, looks like we ended up in the M's and N's. Night Ranger, Ted Nugent, Night Ranger, and another Nazareth. Let's see. Todd Pratt on Triumph, Cost and Condition. This is Triumph, Cost and Condition. I was also reading another comment. Triumph, we have Never Surrender and Thunder 7. Never Surrender and Thunder 7. Those are $19.99 each. $19.99 each. Getz year, label, and price. The Stan Getz Sweet Rain is $44.99. There's the label. I don't know the year. I don't think I could tell unless we ran the matrix on that. I wanted to get an Extreme and Iron Maiden 7th Son last night. Do you still have them? I do. Extreme and Iron Maiden 7th Son. They're right here. I have them within arm's length. That's Iron Maiden and Extreme. Sell those to Jay Condi. And Arm Lazelle wants Paul McCartney too. I hadn't got back to that one yet, but it's right here. Sell that to, yeah. Okay, In Excess the Swing. In Excess the Swing. Spitballs, Mahogany Rush, Rod Stewart, James Taylor, and Traffic and Christopher Cross. Those are all still available. Okay, Foreigner is already sold. This is sold for $35 to Cobb Morgan. And I was about to sell Elvis, but someone asked a question on it. They wanted to know tracks or what was on it. This is a Japanese compilation. Anytime it's special 24, that is going to be just like a compilation. But I will read the tracks for you very quickly. And then Elizabeth, if you want to bid, you've got about, I'll give it about 60 seconds. Stuck on You, It's Now or Never, Are You Lonesome Tonight, GI Blues, Can't Help Falling in Love, Return to Sender, You're the Devil in Disguise, If I Can Dream, In the Ghetto, Suspicious Minds, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, Burning Love, Heartbreak Hotel, I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, Don't Be Cruel, Hound Dog, Love Me Tender, All Shook Up, Loving You, Teddy Bear, Jailhouse Rock, Wear My Ring Around Your Neck, I Need Your Love Tonight, and Fool Such As I. That is an Elvis Greatest Hits. It's a gatefold from Japan. That is going 20 times to Burt Jordan for $35. I'll have to give that a little extra time because who just asked about that? Elizabeth asked about it. Okay, and then the next comment was one of those Nugent's titled Weekend Warrior. I believe so. What happened to the Nugents here? Yeah, no. That State of Shock, Intensities. No, I don't think we had Weekend Warriors. No. Todd Pratt wants both Triumphs. Any more Extreme? What's the cost? Extreme is $38.99. Porno Graffiti from Music on Vinyl. I've got several of them left, $38.99. Any more extreme? Yes, I've got several. I will put up Dockin next. She says Burt can have it. Sell that to Burt Jordan for $35. Next two auctions. Someone said Dockin. We might as well put up Dockin and what happened to that Cinderella right here? Might as well put these up at the same time. Dockin Tooth and Nail, Japanese pressing. This is a $65 start. It is near mint, really nice. It looks like the obi has either some inking or we'll just call that a light fade right there. It looks like a light sun fade. Japanese insert, near mint vinyl. That's a $65 start. And Cinderella Night Songs. This is a Japanese picture disc. Japanese picture disc. This is also a $65 start. Never have seen this before. That's also a $65 start. Cinderella and Dockin. C. William Pop says he'll take a extreme. Corey, let me know if you decide you want one. Eric Beck is at 65 on Dockin, and Aram Lazelle says he'll take the NXS if it's still available. It's still available. That is mostly Night Ranger, Marshall Tucker, Molly Hatchet, and Ted Nugent left in there. Let me go to our next crate. Isn't there? There should be another crate of new vinyl, shouldn't there? Let me go see. Okay. Everything except the Guns N' Roses? Yeah. All right. So did you pull Paul Beal and William Simmons's? We should have... Okay. That's what I thought. Paul Beal, William Simmons. Okay. Dockin and Cinderella. Going once, going twice. $65. Dockin and Cinderella. $65. Going once, going twice. Brent Rabley wants the Thin Lizzy out of there. I was waiting for that. I should go back through that crate and do the I can't believe this didn't sell stuff. So, that's sold to Brent Rabley. Okay, next crate of new vinyl. The ones up here in the front, we're not going to sell or technically show tonight, but I will let everybody know that they're coming in this week, as you should have already been expecting them, but I'll do that in just a second. We are located in Lebanon, Tennessee, just east of Nashville. We do 95% of our selling right here on Facebook. The other 4.95% is probably here in the store, and then we sell a little on Discogs and eBay. And if we're putting something on eBay or Discogs, it's usually something kind of pricey that we've given plenty of time here to sell. Okay, these are new arrivals. This is there's a lot of new releases in here. Here's the first one, the Spencer Davis Group at the BBC, 1965. Spencer Davis Group, $36.99. Flip back cover. That's a new release for Friday, $36.99. Reba McEntire, the Ultimate Christmas Collection, $33.99. Reba McEntire, we sold one of those on Monday night. There's another one. New Prodigy, the Prodigy Music for the Jilted Generation, $34.99 on Prodigy. $34.99 on Prodigy. What's our seller or Discogs? It should just be Collect Co. or Collect Company. I really don't know. I shared it the other day in the group because we've been selling some... We have some very expensive records on there, like maybe from earlier this year that a lot of y'all may have not seen. I mean, if we have a $500 record and it don't sell pretty fast, we're going to put it online. If it's something kind of weird, like, or not weird, but a lot of expensive jazz or blues or rare funk, a lot of that stuff goes straight on there. We sell a lot of it here, though, as y'all know, but some of it we put straight on there and it sells pretty fast. Prodigy's $34.99. Music from the X-Files is $29.99. First time on vinyl. It says limited edition, glow-in-the-dark vinyl, which is true, but these are like scarcely, I mean, they don't press too many, and it's weird how we get them. Very little at a time. $29.99. Tony Doyle wants a Prodigy. Let's go ahead and sell Cinderella and Dockin. Cinderella is sold to Troy Perkins for $65. And Dockin is sold for 65 to, who got the Dockin? Eric Beck. Sold and sold. Let's see. The other new one in your ad, did I miss it? I have not technically shown those yet. Give me 1 second. I'll have to explain how we're going to do that in just a second. Stadium Arcadium is already sold out. Chris, we have a waiting list for that. It is $89.99. Whitney Croy was first to the X-Files. David Howard, you were second on that one, if you're okay with a waiting list. This is actually a new release, which I was like, wow, I didn't even know they press stuff like this anymore. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Why I Opposed the War in Vietnam. Black Forum label, $33.99. I don't know the last time I've seen a spoken word record being pressed that wasn't a comedy, but this is a new release technically. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Why I Opposed the War in Vietnam, $33.99. Louis Armstrong wishes you a cool Yule. Louis Armstrong Christmas record, $31.99. I've got 2 of those. Kiss Alive 3 is $44.99. Kiss Alive 3 is $44.99. At the moment, I do not have Prodigy Fat of the Land. That one comes and goes very fast. I do not have that one right now. Brent Rabley wants a cool Christmas or cool Yule from Louis Armstrong. I have 1 copy of Johnny Cash and Jerry Lee Lewis, Sunday Down South, $29.99. I don't know a lot about this, but it was in stock, and I was like, I'll give that a try. Johnny Cash and Jerry Lee Lewis, $29.99. And 3 Days Grace. There was a waiting list for this. Monica Young and Alistair Reese. Monica Young and Alistair Reese. That was 3 Days Grace, $28.99. Luke Mitchell says, put me down for a Hank 3. You're not going to go wrong there. If original copies of this are $300, this copy will probably be, after they're all gone and we can't get them anymore, they'll probably be north of 100. I guarantee it. Just like Warrant Dog Eat Dog. We're selling those on eBay for over $100 now. So that's something you need to grab while you can still get it at the $39.99 price. What a lot of people don't know is this limited stuff, 2,000 or however many they press of this, 1,500, that is nowhere near the demand for an initial pressing. And then until they press more, they usually don't get any cheaper. So sell that one to Luke Mitchell. Mike Vandergits was next on Louis Armstrong and Sherry Darnell. If you're okay with a waiting list, I will order more of these. You will be the first one to get one. That one goes to Mike. And Scott Fish wants a 3 Days Grace. Okay, next is, let me grab my computer for this one. I wasn't going to show it, but I need to probably let everybody know if they're coming or not. And I don't have this one ready. And I think one of them they've already allocated, which kind of worries me. But this is due out this week. I don't have any on hand to tag tonight, even though I've got a whole stack of these right here, because I have a big waiting list, and I think the initial shipment may be allocated just a little. This is Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion, Volume 1 and 2. And the waiting list for Volume 1, is William Simmons, Joe Valentine, Kyle Gregory, Chris Kirkley, Corey Wade, Shepard Michael, Scott Smith, Jerry Stone, Stacey Brown, Chase Gaither, John Miller, Woods Felix, Joe Mustard, Dwayne Sevilla, Brandon Jackson, Shauna Markham, Susie Breedlove, Jeremy Beingar, Tim Holloway, and Bob Schuler. That's the waiting list for this one. And then Volume 2 is also coming in this week. So they're $44.99. They're $44.99. Okay. Kyle Morgan wants a Hank the 3. I'll go ahead and pull one of those. I'm down to 2 copies of Hank 3, Straight to Hell. 2 LP, Blood Red Splatter Vinyl. That one's sold to Kyle. And then Tony Duell, Matt Ketchrin, and Scott Smith, I will put you on waiting list, or I will add you to this list of Guns N' Roses, and I'm sure there'll be some that people cancel. I already see 2 names on there I need to take off because they don't buy from us anymore. They didn't pay us, and they don't buy from us anymore. So there's 2 extra already. So go ahead, and if you want one of these, just, but I don't have any to tag right now as of tonight because I don't have them all in. We're missing 2 more boxes. We had a lot of stuff delivered today, so UPS cut us off, and I'm missing 2 boxes from this order. So this is the only thing I have, and it's on this invoice, which is Guns N' Roses. So, yeah, the only way I can do that is a waiting list. I don't have those on hand. So, okay, one more time on this crate. Spencer Davis Group, 1965, $36.99. Reba Christmas album is $33.99. The Prodigy, music for the Jilted Generation, or Jilted, one of the two, $34.99. Martin Luther King Jr. is $33.99. Kiss Alive 3 is $44.99. 1 copy of 3 Days Grace left, and 1 copy of the Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis. Okay, back to vintage and back to Japanese auctions. Let me set this crate right here. Brent Rabley says, last Hank 3. I have 1 left. I've got 2 in the crate. So, Brent, you get the next to last. And, by the way, I had you down for 2 pre-orders, and then I changed it to 1. So, this is your second copy, not your third, just so you know. That's your second copy, not your third. All right, this is in the crate right next to me, so let's put this up for auction. I don't see too many OG Bad Brains records. I and I Survive. I and I Survive. This is a $45 start. Bad Brains. $45 start. Stereo wants a Hank the 3. I think Stereo has already messaged us. So Stereo, I will tag you for this. Please make sure you do send us that email. You won't get an invoice from us via email until Monday, but make sure you have sent that. Otherwise, we won't be able to bill you for that. Bad Brains is a $45 start. We already have a bid. Let me go through this crate very quickly, see if there's anything else we can put up for auction. I see some stuff, but a lot of things we've just been letting roll lately. Wow, I hadn't seen that in a while. I might want to keep that. I don't know if I'm even going to show that to y'all. I just did an ultimate tease with them, didn't I, Tanner? All right. I may show that to y'all, but I've been looking for that for a long time. See, I have to do shopping sometimes myself too, because, you know, this past month we've bought 20,000 records, and I don't even know really what's in the back room right now. That's what I was going to do tonight, was try to go through some of it, but do you have me on the GNR? Tony, the original GNR list? I think so. I think so, but we will make sure. Tanner will write down your name right now, either way. Okay, next auction, it'll be a Japanese. Let's go ahead and get 3 auctions rolling. I think we can do it, because I want to keep, we have a whole crate of Japanese stuff to go through tonight. NXS The Kick. It's got a piece of, the obi is torn. It has a piece of tape on it. That's a Japanese pressing for a $45 start. NXS The Swing, $45 start on that. And the best of Steve Miller Band. Let's see what some of these tracks are. Yeah, okay, so it is his more mid-70s stuff. Fly Like an Eagle, Rockin' Me, The Joker, Abracadabra. Best of Steve Miller Band Japanese pressing, $45 start on that. $45 on NXS, $45 on Steve Miller Band, and high bid on Bad Brains right now is $50 with Ed Nelson. Chet Atkins, stay tuned. Chet Atkins is $9.99. Return to Forever, Romantic Warrior. I listened to this. I've listened to this before. It's very good. $19.99. That's in shrink wrap. Simon and Garfunkel's Greatest Hits, $14.99. Alabama, The Closer You Get. This one has Dixieland Delight on it, $9.99. Which one of these fellers just passed away? I think it was him. Whoever's playing the fiddle, he just passed away. You know, that song has that fiddle part in it. Jeff Cook. I'm pretty sure he's playing the fiddle on that too. Or at least I know there's a fiddle in it. Alabama's $9.99. Elton John, Too Low for Zero. This is in shrink wrap with hop sticker. I'm Still Standing. I guess that's why they call it the blues. $19.99. That's a near mint copy of that in shrink wrap. The Kinks Live at Kelvin Hall. That is $19.99. What's the Bad Brains? Bad Brains up for auction is I and I Survive. Near mint copy in shrink wrap. High bid is $50 to Ed Nelson, going twice, going 3 times. Kathy was first to Alabama. Kathy was first to Alabama. Sherry Darnell was second. It's the short, curly-headed fella. That's what I thought. This one right here. Yeah. That guy. I think he passed away the same day the lead singer for Nazareth passed away, which was yesterday, I think. Alabama is sold to Kathy. The Kinks, Think Visual. The Kinks is $19.99. Kansas, Leftoverture. Kansas is $19.99. And Kansas, this is their, wow, this is a Japanese pressing. $44.99. $44.99. That's a very nice copy. Kansas self-titled. Japanese pressing, no obi. Sax in Motion, King Curtis. King Curtis is $19.99. And Kansas Power. Shrink Wrap and Hop Sticker, $19.99. Jeff Beck Wired is $19.99. And Elvis, never seen this one. Rockin' with Elvis New Year's Eve, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, December 31st, 1976. Wow. $29.99. By the way, we can do a bin of half-off records tonight. Will that keep everybody on and interested if I say a crate of half-off? Josh Eval's at 55 on Bad Brains. Ed Nelson, you're out. Josh has that for 55, going once, going twice. No bids on these, so actually those were 45. I think I said that originally though. Yeah, $45 buy it nows on these. In Excess The Swing and the Best of Steve Miller Band. If anybody wants those, $45 buy it nows, no bids. $45 buy it nows on those. Stacy Metternich first on Elvis. We got to get through all the new arrivals first. Elvis, Let's Be Friends. Let me restart that one. His name is Elvis Aaron Presley. The name of the album is Let's Be Friends. $9.99. Elvis, His Songs of Inspiration. $9.99. And the Kinks Live The Road. $24.99 in shrink wrap. Are you as thirsty as I am, Tanner? Excuse me. That was some really good water. I have ate one meal today, and that was here at one of the local Mexican restaurants. It was absolutely delicious, but I usually eat way too much, so I'm done for the day. Just water and chewing gum for the rest of the night. Maybe a Monster after I get done with the sale so I can get to the back and dig out all those Kiss autographs. I will take the NXS Japanese if I can put back the other one. You sure can do that. So let's put this under R.M. Lazelle's name, and he would like to put back the U.S. pressing he got just a moment ago. Steve Ziman wants Inspiration. Steve Ziman wants the Elvis Inspiration songs. Yes, in the swing was $44.99. Kathy Amos on Hymns. That was His Songs of Inspiration, right? That one's already been claimed. And Guy Goodman wants Kinks Live from the Road. Wow, this is a nice looking copy. In shrink wrap, anti-static. That must be some stuff from the Memphis collection John found in the back. In Excess Condition, the one being put back is a really nice copy. George, give me a second, I'll show it to you. And Mike Cochran says he'll take the Japanese pressing of Steve Miller Band. Tanner, that's also $44.99. I need to do a final call on this Bad Brains record. Bad Brains is at $55 with Josh Duvall, going twice, 3, 4 times. Herb Albert, Keep Your Eye on Me. We had one of these the other night, didn't we? This is a sealed copy. Sealed with hop sticker, $29.99. Diamonds featuring Janet Jackson. Wow. $29.99. Well, this is heavy. Frank Sinatra, A Man and His Music. Feels like that's 3 LPs, but it's 2. $29.99. Frank Sinatra, A Man and His Music. Kansas looks like it might have been Point of No Return instead of self-titled. Let me check that. Are you talking about the disc in it? I will check that. Let me go ahead and pull both of those out just in case. The Kinks, Muswell Hillbillies. This is a Pickwick pressing, oddly. $14.99 on that. Pam Dickens wants the Frank Sinatra, and we're going to go ahead and sell Bad Brains to Josh Duvall for $55. Next, Japanese auctions. I've got, what do we got here, Tanner? We got a Led Zeppelin 2, the Chips and Salsa. I know it. Yeah, and plus I always get, like a side order of queso, cheese dip, and it's like, man. Yeah, I feel like I've had 3 meals today, plus fajitas, and All the rice and beans. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Okay, the Kinks sold to Stereo. Next two Japanese auctions. Led Zeppelin 2. Led Zeppelin 2 with Obi. Let's take a look at this one. Let's see what we have here. Really nice cover. Obi, this is catalog number P8042A. That's why we made that note on the back. Seth said Obi torn. It's torn on the back, which is probably the best place to have it torn because it still holds on to the cover and whatnot. Lyric insert, and it has the poster. And it has the poster. I can fold that out, but I think it's a live shot of them playing. And what do we have here? I think the disc. Yeah, this is around, for a Japanese record, this is around a VG Plus EX. It's got a pretty noticeable scuff right here. And other than that, it has a little bit of some sleeve scuffs right in here. This is a $65 start. Led Zeppelin 2, Japanese pressing, poster, insert, and Obi. That's a $65 start. Led Zeppelin 2, $65 start on that. John Cougar Mellencamp, Lonesome Jubilee, 1999. John Cougar self-titled is 1999. John Cougar Mellencamp Rock in the USA, $14.99. John Cougar Mellencamp Scarecrow, $19.99. John Cougar 1999. And John Cougar Nothing Else Matters and What If It Did, $19.99. Madonna True Blue. This is in shrink wrap with hype sticker, $24.99. Next auction, Santana Festival. Santana Festival, near mint copy with Obi. Really cool Carlos Santana Obi there. Has the Japanese inserts. That's a $35 start. Led Zeppelin 2 and Santana up for bid. Madonna self-titled is $24.99. Richard Marx, repeat offender. Richard Marx is $19.99. And Level 42. That's Heaven in My Hands, 12-inch single, $14.99. Little River Band is $9.99. And Chicago is $9.99. Chicago, again, let's get these numbers on these. The first one with the thumbprint is Chicago 16. And the other one is Chicago's Greatest Hits Volume 2. First one to Madonna was Mark Fallon. Mark, let me know if you want True Blue or self-titled. And you've got dibs on those. Spencer wants to know the condition. They're near mint. Greg Rogers is first to Scarecrow. Andy Lewis was first to John Cougar self-titled. That's the one we don't get too often. This one right here. That's sold to Andy Lewis. Alice Lowry on Richard Marx. Repeat offender. That is somewhere right in here. Right here. That's sold to Alice Lowry. Mark Fallon is True Blue. Is it OG? Yes. And Mark Fallon says True Blue. That's sold to Mark Fallon. Year on Led Zeppelin 2. Josh, I don't know, but it's catalog number P-8042A. And then whoever asked about In Excess to Swing, it's got the original inner sleeve. Vinyl is near mint. Really nice copy. $29.99. Whoever asked about that earlier, that is available for sale. Level 42, Little River Band. I've already showed Chicago and Chicago. How much is Madonna self-titled? $24.99. This is a really nice copy too. Yeah, this is all stuff from that Memphis collection. Yeah, I can tell just because of he put stuff in 4 mil bags. Yeah, this is near mint too. Really nice cover. His stuff was all very clean, inner sleeve. Spencer, I'm going to let you in on a key on how to buy and win more stuff on this show. Just don't ask what condition it is. Just buy it. Because if I'm showing a crate and I'm saying it's not check condition, then they're all really nice copies. You will win a lot more if you just say Madonna instead of what condition is the Madonna. I promise you. If I'm showing a crate and I'm not saying this is a check condition bin, then you will have a much better chance of just buying it right away. George Buchanan says he'll take the NXS. And what Elvis did you have there? In this crate, give me 1 second. I'll go back through it. $65 start on Led Zeppelin and $35 start on Santana. If those don't get bids here in a second, I'll make them a buy it now. Josh, sorry I don't know the year on that Zeppelin right off the bat. Hot Streaks Chicago, alive again, is $9.99. And, well, we had a batch of Chicago here. This is Chicago 5, 6, 7. Chicago 7 is $9.99. And Led Zeppelin 2, $44.99. U.S. Press, Zeppelin 2, $44.99. Which level 42? Level 42 is a 12-inch single, Heaven in My Hands, $14.99. Gold stamp promo. Ted Nugent, State of Shock, $14.99. And Elvis Presley, Something for Everybody, $14.99. Elvis Presley, It Happened at the World's Fair, $14.99. Moody Blues, The Present, $14.99. And Moody Blues, Surlommer, $14.99. Okay, if anybody wants Santana, you can buy it now for $35. Yep, $35. No bid on that. Santana Festival, and no bid on Zeppelin 2. This probably would have got a bid if it doesn't, if it probably was, definitely if it was near men. If this was near men, I'd probably say closer to a $100 start. This is closer to a VG Plus, not a perfect copy of that. $65 buy it now on that. Still, for Japanese with the poster and everything, very, very nice. Next comment, Luke says he thinks Zeppelin is 76. So what would you say is if you don't say it? So records like this, that I'm not saying the grade, we bundle them all together, we clean them, and we say they're EX plus to near mint minus, which means they don't have really any problems. They're very clean, they're nice, they're EX plus, what we call, my grading is poor, fair, good, which we never put out stuff in that condition. That goes on the sidewalk sale, or we get rid of it somehow. I mean, that's a really low grade record. And then VG, VG plus, EX, and then this stuff is what I call EX plus to mint. Some of it's mint minus. So the stuff we sell on the sidewalk sale is still playable, but for $1, we can't sell stuff for $1 on Facebook. It's very costly to sell on here with all of our costs associated, so that's why we sell stuff for $1 here in the store. Next comment was Josh Duvall. He takes the Led Zeppelin for $65. But I will say, we sold about $3,000 records this past, when did we do that? About a month ago, Tanner? We sold about $3,000 records at our last sidewalk sale. Lots of happy customers, because some people don't care if they're low grade. They just want them. They don't care if they skip, pop, destroy their needle. They just want them in any condition. So we sold around $3,000 about a month ago out here on our sidewalk, $1 records. Burt Jordan on Elvis, It Happened at the World Fair. Burt Jordan gets Elvis, It Happened at the World Fair. Lynn Sims, you were next on Elvis. Lynn, I've got one left that I just recently showed. That's Something for Everybody. Lynn, that's yours if you want it. We have a spammer, Tanner. The Chicago 5, 6, 7 have the inner sleeves. We do not want to see hot photos of your sister. Let's see what we have here. Probably some Russian. There's an inner sleeve. And there's an inner sleeve. Yes, and we've got them in anti-statics for you as well. Okay. I will take the better of the two Led Zeppelin 2s. Well, one is already sold. This one here is a 77 repress, but it's very clean. So, yeah, that's a very nice copy. So, RM, this is yours if you want it for $44.99. Is that Moody Blues? This is Moody Blues, the present. We have Moody Blues, Surlommer, and I think there was another one in there too. Mark Chesler, Chicago is $19.99. $19.99. Lynn wants Something for Everybody. Lynn Sims, if that's your first purchase with us, the first thing you need to do is please message our page. Please message our page. We need a message from you with your email address and your mailing address. Email address and mailing address. We will invoice you on Monday. $7 unlimited shipping. We're having another show tomorrow night, just like this. and most likely on Friday. But if we do a show on Friday, it will probably just be from like 7 to 9. That's so Delin. Mark Chesler said he'll take the Chicago. Chad wants to know the present. Moody Blues, the present is $14.99. Really nice copy of that. And Arm Lozelle said he'll take Led Zeppelin too. All of a sudden, there's not much left in this crate, and we hadn't gone back through it a second time. So let me read through these titles again. If you want to know prices, please let me know. There's a lot of John Cougar in here. We have Chet Atkins, Return to Forever. If you want to know any prices, just let me know. Simon & Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. Elton John, The Kinks Live, The Kinks Think Visual. King Curtis, Sax in Motion. Kansas, Power. Jeff Beck, Wired. Elvis, Let's Be Friends. Herb Albert, Keep Your Eye on Me. John Cougar, Lonesome Jubilee. John Mellencamp, Rockin' USA. John Cougar Mellencamp, John Cougar. Some of these are John Cougar. Some of them are John Cougar Mellencamp. He couldn't make up his mind, I don't think. Nothing Else Matters. Level 42. Little River Band. Chicago. 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 Ted Nugent. Moody Blues. And this Moody Blues is sold to Chad. The Chicago's Greatest Hits Volume 2 is $9.99. Email I sent was kicked back to me. Let me make sure I typed in the right email address for you if you copied and pasted it. Shouldn't have been. Let's see. That right there should work. Let me know if it doesn't. R.M. Lozelle said sold. That was on Led Zeppelin. We've already pulled that. No, that was on this. Chicago. That's sold to R.M. Lozelle. And let me check this Kansas record. Maybe the wrong. Pilgrimage. Someone said they thought it was the wrong disc in here. That is Kansas. That's correct on this one. Kansas self-titled. That's $44.99. That's a Japanese pressing. And Kansas Leftoverture. Yeah, that's both have the right disc in it. $19.99 and $44. That's a Japanese pressing. And that's $9.99. Alice Lowry on Elton John. Alice Lowry on Elton John. Sherry Darnell on Little River Band. Sherry Darnell on Little River Band. That was right in here. Anybody else before I put up a new crate? We still got two crates of new stuff to go through, new vintage stuff. Can we double check that? I'm pretty sure, positive that's the email. I'm like, my laptop, I had it over here. Yeah, it's under mail, and then it's under that. Yes, Brian, you got Herb Albert. You got Herb Albert. And then I got a sealed copy in here as well. We're going to double check that email, but I know the first one I was using wasn't right, but that one should be for sure. Okay, let's see here. Let's go through, I guess, was that in on new vinyl? I guess so. Oh, I've got one box set to show. Let me slide by here. It's a 159. Yeah, 159. This is a new release too. Shop. Click on. Keep going to the bottom. Maybe it's not. Let me just check on my phone right quick. Human League, The Virgin Years. This is it's got Dare, Fascination, Hysteria, Crash, and Romantic. They're all on colored vinyl. New release, $159.99. Vinyl collection box set, limited edition artwork, limited edition set with original artwork, 180 gram. They're all on different colored vinyl. That's $159.99. Sold to Michael Massey. Sold to Michael Massey. I figured somebody'd want that. All on colored vinyl. Let me check my email here. You're confusing me. Let's see. contact@shopcollectco.com. That is 100% the email because we got one earlier today from that. I'm on my Apple mail app right now. Let me go over here and just copy and paste that straight to Restream. That email right there is, I just sent again, that is 100% the right one. Make sure you've got it all. Make sure you have that keyed in correctly. Who said that wasn't working? Nick Carroza. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I was getting worried there. I was like, I'm pretty positive that's right. All right, let me go through. Let's get the next crate of vintage stuff up here. Uh-oh. I see some good looking stuff. Ah, we always auction their stuff. Let's put this up for auction. Black and Blue Without Love. Black and Blue Without Love. That's a $25 start. Black and Blue Without Love. $25 start on that. We have Dio. Never seen this before. Mystery. Dio Mystery. Looks like a 12-inch single. Dio, Eat Your Heart Out Live and Don't Talk to Strangers Live. $25 start on that. Dio Mystery. $25 start on that. This is a pretty good crate. What is that? Looks like some kind of strange psych record. Oh, that's Love, I think. Okay. Whoop. Messed that up. All right. I'll put up new Japanese stuff as soon as these in. Dio is a $25 start, and Jamie Butler and Calvin Ward are bidding on Black and Blue. Calvin Ward's at $27. All righty. Next crate, new vintage stuff for tonight. We have what I have just figured out is Love, $99.99. I was trying to get the disc out. There we go. Excuse me, I've never seen this one before. Love Out Here. Out Here, $99.99. $99.99. Moody Blues On the Threshold of a Dream. Boy, this one feels heavy. These Durham pressings, usually a really good quality. $19.99 on that. The Dio has 3 songs. Eat Your Heart Out, which is live. Don't Talk to Strangers live. And then the single is Mystery. It's a 3-track, 12-inch single. Jamie Butler's at $28 on Black and Blue. Yes, 90125. Friday Music. This is a reissue. I was about to say, this is awfully heavy. Yeah, this is, wow, look at that. That's weird to see. That's a Friday Music reissue. 180 gram. $19.99. That's strange that's not on colored vinyl. Elvis, Girls, Girls, Girls. $14.99. Leon and Mary Russell, Wedding Album. Leon and Mary Russell Wedding Album, $14.99. The Worst of Jefferson Airplane is $19.99. Elvis Christmas Album on green vinyl, $24.99. Elvis Christmas Album, $24.99. David Bowie, Tonight is $29.99. Santana Freedom, $19.99. Santana Moonflower is $34.99. $24.99. Sorry, $24.99. That's what I thought. Eurythmics Savage. Eurythmics is $24.99. And The Greatest of the Guess Who. The Greatest of the Guess Who. That is $19.99. Jamie Butler's at $28 on Black and Blue, going twice, going 3 times. Grant, I see your test comment. Bert Jordan wants Elvis Girls, Girls, Girls. Well, I've said if I spend too much money, I'll be Black and Blue. You better bid conservatively then. Guy Goodman wants The Worst of Jefferson Airplane. And Alex Roman wants the Elvis Christmas Album. So final call on Black and Blue. Jamie Butler's at $28. Devin's in at $31. This is Black and Blue Without Love. U.S. Press, Giffen Records. Really nice, original inner sleeve. Devin's at $31 on that. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this. If anybody wants to buy the Dio, I'll sell it for $24.99. Mystery. Dio Mystery, $24.99. Greg Hagewood, first on 90125. 90125 on Yes, that's so to Greg Hagewood. Eurythmics is sold to Kenneth Jank. That's Savage. That's sold to Kenneth Jank. George Buchanan, you were second to that. We have a bid of 31 on Black and Blue with Devin. And I bid 25 on Dio. You did? I must have not even seen that. You did. Calvin bid $25. Okay, well, we probably need to do a going twice, going three times then, because there may have been someone waiting on that, a final call, and I didn't even see your bid, Calvin. My bad. So let's do a going twice, going three times on Dio to Calvin Ward for $25. See how easy it is for me to look over comments? It happens often. Not too often, though. That is at $25 to Calvin Ward, going twice, going three times. Jamie is out on Black and Blue. Grant is in at 32. May I see the love cover, please, and year? Love cover, year? Year? I don't know. I didn't even know this album existed. I know a lot of the Love albums, but I've never seen this one. It's a gatefold, blue thumb label. It has a clip corner. The vinyl looked really nice. I'm going to call it EX Plus. It's not quite dead mint, but it's still nice enough for me to not make it check condition. Glossy cover. I don't know when this album came out. I don't see any copyright information. There was. Let's see if there's anything on the label. Nothing on the label. It's definitely later in their discography, so it's sometime in the 70s, I would guess. I'm going to say that's early to mid-70s. That's my intuition. Maybe somebody can tell us. 99.99. First time I've ever had that one, to my knowledge. Sherry Darnell wants the greatest hits of the Guess Who. The Allman Brothers. Here's one we don't see too often. The Allman Brothers, 7 Turns. 7 Turns, $34.99. My intuition was close. 1969. A little off, though. I was in the wrong decade. I figured Love started putting out stuff in 67 and 66, 67. I don't think their career went well into the 70s, if that. So, excuse me, I'm walking over here to grab a bottle of water and one of my hyper pills. It's got a lot of caffeine in it, whatever these things are I take. Sorry, I'm taking medication live on the cell. Right, Tanner? Oh, that's right. Hendrix does play on one of Love's songs. I forgot about that. Who said that? Derek? Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I pulled that one up the other day and listened to it. Not the other day. It was sometime earlier this year. John told me about that. As soon as the song starts, you know it's Jimi Hendrix on guitar. You know, just like you can tell when Clapton's playing, Jimmy Page. So, okay, Mark Fallon said 69. Wayne Carr said should be 69. Hendrix plays on that one. Luke Mitchell, 69. Tony Doyle on Allman Brothers. This is one I don't see too often. Tony Doyle got 7 turns. What was the other Santana? Santana was Freedom. Santana Freedom, 1999. Ed Nelson, you were second on the Allman Brothers. We're going to go ahead and sell Dio to Calvin Ward for $25. And Black and Blue, let's do a final call on this one. Grant Peltzer has Black and Blue for $32. Black and Blue for $32. Santana. Oh, the other Santana was Moonflower, $24.99. There's Love again. America, Hideaway. This has the poster with it in shrink wrap with hype sticker, $14.99. Ambrosia. This one is called, I don't know. It's $9.99. Is this a self-titled? Somewhere I've Never Traveled and maybe $9.99. Woo, Couldn't Stand the Weather. Stevie Ray Vaughan, $54.99. OG copy. Very nice. Couldn't Stand the Weather, $54.99. Autograph, Sign in Peace, $24.99 for Autograph. Really nice copy. This is more Memphis stuff. Very nice copies. Very nice. Family Style, the Vaughn Brothers, $49.99. Stevie Ray and his brother, that's $49.99. Final call on Black and Blue for $32. Let me grab a couple more crates here of Japanese or next couple Japanese auctions. Let's do a couple things out of the back here and the front. I got another Elvis, and I got another Clapton, or I do have a Clapton. Dio went to Calvin Ward for $25. I'm selling Black and Blue for $32 to Grant Peltzer. $32, Grant Peltzer. Okay, Cameron Nance, you were first on Stevie Ray Vaughan. I'm assuming you want this one. I will technically give you dibs on this one since it's Stevie Ray Vaughan too, but right now I've got you down for Couldn't Stand the Weather. I'm going to go ahead and put Clay Moore down for Autograph, and then I'm going to put Brent Rabley down for Family. Alice Lowry, you were second. Cameron Nance said yes. Okay, so Brent Rabley for sure. Brent, you for sure get the Family Style. Alice, you were second. Kenneth Jank wants Santana Freedom. OG means original. That's one of these new hipster words, Dave, for original. And I used to never say it. And then the last couple years, I've started seeing people say it. And then I got to saying it because customers started saying it. They'd be like, is this OG? Is that an OG? Which, you know, it gets tricky in there because we have new records. For example, here's an Iron Maiden. This is not an OG. This was pressed probably within the last 90 days in a factory somewhere, either here or Europe. And there's also represses of this album that are technically vintage, but they're not first presses, but they're not OG. So it gets very complicated. I've just tried my best to tell. I'll let people know if it's something new or something vintage. But then you get decades like the 2000s where it may not necessarily be OG, but it's not a vintage copy either. It's just with the last 20 years. So it gets very complicated. Okay. Next two auctions. Chad, Autograph is already sold. Eric Clapton, No Reason to Cry. Japanese pressing, pristine, with inserts and obi. Has Hello Old Friend on it. One of my favorites. $45 start on that. And then a very desirable Elvis album, Elvis Aloha from Hawaii via satellite. 2 LP, Orange RCA label, $45 start on Elvis. Chad, the Bruce Hornsby I bought the other week, which was signed by him on the front, was also signed the signatures in the range on the back, which I thought, well, see, I didn't even know. I'm telling y'all, a couple records we have sold in the last month, a lot of them are autographed, and we had no idea, so look very closely. We're starting to check a little bit closer now, but we sold a lot of records over the last month that were autographed, and we didn't even really catch it, so be on the lookout. Especially if you think you bought something from the Atlanta collection. Steve Winwood, Back in the High Life, 1999. Steve Winwood Chronicles, I consider that a greatest hits of his solo career. And Joe Walsh, Barnstorm. I love this album. That's a great album. Joe Walsh, Barnstorm, 1999. We don't get this one too often either. 1999. OG Press. That's an OG, original label and everything. Joe Walsh is 1999. Cameron's at 45 on Elvis. Santana, Shango. 1999, Gold Stamp promo, Santana Festival. Here's the U.S. pressing, 1999. We have a Japanese pressing for $35. 1999 on that. Stereo gets the Joe Walsh Barnstorm. Sell that to Stereo. Stereo, did you get your email to work? I want to make sure because we won't be able to send you an invoice if we can't get through on that. Steve Winwood's solo price. Alan Jonathan, there's two in here. Back in the High Life is $19.99 and Chronicles is $19.99. That also answered Brent Rabley's question, and Sherry Darnell, you were second on Joe Walsh. Final call on Elvis at $45, and that's what we're looking for on Clapton. Alan Jonathan takes the Steve Winwood Chronicles. That's sold to Alan Jonathan. Santana Shango, Santana Festival, Santana Marathon, $19.99. Live Alive. This is an OG press. $59.99. We usually have the music on vinyl. Boy, this is nice. $59.99. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Live Alive. Meaty Beaty Big and Bouncy. The Who. $19.99. Compilation from The Who. The Who Face Dances is $19.99. The Who Are You is $19.99. And The Who by Numbers is $19.99. Brent Rabley wants Live Alive. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Let's go ahead and sell Elvis for $45, surprisingly, for $45 to Cameron Nance. And if anybody wants to buy Eric Clapton, I'm surprised at how Clapton albums don't sell like, I'm not going to say like they used to, but man, we got a bunch of them. This is $45, No Reason to Cry. It's one of the greatest guitarists of all time. Brent Rabley said, check that. I think that means he wants to pass on that. Live Alive. Was there some kind of poster in this or insert? I thought I felt something else. I guess not. That's still available. Jared McLaughlin on Eric Clapton for $45. And Guy Goodman wants Meaty, Beady, Big, and Bouncy by The Who. That's sold to Guy Goodman. The Who, It's Hard. That's in shrink wrap, $19.99. And The Who, Hooligans is $34.99. The Who, The Kids Are All Right is $34.99. That's like another compilation. There's several compilations. Hooligans, Kids Are All Right. And The Who, Live at Leeds. This is got 12 documents with it, which to us it's kind of highly debated on how many documents actually come in this. But if you're not familiar, it has all these inserts with it. Photo, looks like set list, poster, photo, their Woodstock contract, $34.99. No hits on the EC album. There's some hits on that one. Hello, Old Friend. There's something else on that one too. Also, most of Clapton's albums, all the hits are spread out. Like there's a couple on Slow Hand, couple on that one, couple on Clapton, a couple on, they're just kind of spread out. Two's Missing, The Who, $29.99. Johnny the Fox, Thin Lizzy, $34.99. And April Wine, Power Play. That is $19.99. Guy Goodman wants Live at Leeds. Guy Goodman wants Live at Leeds. April Wine, First Glance, $19.99. April Wine, Animal Grace, $19.99. Okay, next two auctions, we've got a Van Halen and a Heart. Van Halen and Heart. Van Halen, Women and Children First. Japanese pressing, near mint. This has the near mint LP. This has the poster with it and the Japanese insert. Really nice, complete Japanese pressing of Van Halen, Women and Children First. $65 start. $65 start on Van Halen, Women and Children First. Heart, Bad Animals. Heart, Bad Animals. This is also a Japanese pressing. $35 start on that. Heart, Bad Animals. $35 start on that. Next was Ron Phillips on the Who. Kids Are All Right. That's sold to Ron Phillips. Brent Rabley on Thin Lizzy. Arm Lazelle's at 60 on Van Halen. Calvin's at 70. Mark Fallon's at 65. Jared McLaughlin want Who. Two's Missing. That's sold to Jared McLaughlin. April Wine, April Wine, April Wine. Joe Cocker, Sheffield Steel. Promo copy, $24.99. Do you have any of the Cult albums? We technically have a waiting list for that now. No, wait a minute. George, you were on the original waiting list. Yeah, you were on the original waiting list. Greg Hagewood, Tony Doyle, Joe Frias, Walt Cruz, Dwayne Sevilla, David Robertson, John Sheehan, George Buchanan, and Robert Johnson. That was the waiting list from almost a year ago. Almost a year ago. Van Halen's at $75 with Arm Lazelle. Everyone else is out, and we're looking for, did I say a $45 start on that? That's what I should have said. I can't remember at this point. I think I said $35. I'll take that if I have to. Pink Floyd, A Momentary Lapse of Reason. Wow, this looks nice. $54.99. It is. Original inner sleeve. Pink Floyd, Momentary Lapse of Reason. Grace Slick and Paul Cantor, Jefferson Starship, $19.99. Dr. Hook, Pleasure and Pain, $14.99. And Ry Cooder, Borderline, in shrink wrap, $19.99. Ry Cooder, Borderline, $19.99. All right, let me go back through that crate. If you want prices on anything, please let me know. We have a near mint Pink Floyd OG, Momentary Lapse of Reason, still in there for $54.99, which is a top copy. We have Moody Blues, Leon and Mary Russell, David Bowie, Santana, Love, Charlie, $99.99, and it's yours. America Hideaway, Ambrosia, Steve Winwood, Santana, 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 The Who, The Who, The Who, Stevie Ray Vaughan, The Who, The Who, April Wine, April Wine, April Wine, Joe Cocker. Pink Floyd is sold to Alice Lowry. Brent Rabley on Rye Cooter. Ed Nelson, You Were Second. We had Jefferson Starship and Dr. Hook was the last two. We're going to sell Troy Robinson Heart for $35. Troy Robinson gets Heart for $35. And Van Halen is sold to R.M. Lozelle for $75. The table is clear. If anybody wants prices on any of those in there, let me know. I've got a whole nother crate of vintage to flip through in just a second. I'm going to get 2 new Japanese auctions started with Jimi Hendrix and, let's see, let's do Paul Simon and Jimi Hendrix. I don't know what would be more interesting, Hendrix covering Paul Simon songs or Paul Simon covering Jimi Hendrix songs. Jimi Hendrix in the West, Japanese pressing. We need a $55 start for this. Polydor, Hendrix in the West. It has Japanese, looks like 2 Japanese inserts, probably the lyric insert and then probably some kind of other insert. $55 start on Jimi Hendrix. That is near mint. And Paul Simon, still crazy after all these years, also has 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. $35 start on that. That's really nice. They're both really nice. I don't have anything by the Flaming Lips right now. Absolutely nothing. I'm going to condense down this other crate so I can grab the next crate of vintage, which was underneath it. Let me put those in there. We sold quite a bit tonight. I've emptied at least, well, if I combine new vinyl and other vintage, at least 4 crates. What time is it? 9:10? Boy, it's early. Everybody has been quiet tonight, though. Everybody's been kind of quiet. I think they're just they're waiting for the next big thing, right, Tanner? They're waiting for the next big thing to pop up. They're going to like this crate. Oh, my gosh. Wow. They're going to like this crate. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, I'll go ahead and get a third auction rolling, even though these don't have bids. I'll go ahead and end them right quick. Yngwie Malmsteen Trilogy, U.S. Press, near mint, extremely nice, $35 start on that. Yngwie Malmsteen Trilogy. Holt Slack wants the Stevie Ray Vaughan, Live Alive. Let me pull that for Holt. I was about to say, I can't believe no one's grabbed that yet. That sold to Holt Slack. Let's see what we have here. There was something else in here. That. Whoops. Trying to get some of this mixed up. There's a lot of the same artist. A lot of the same artists back to back, and I know that causes confusion, so I'm trying to mix some things up. Trying to mix some things up. Okay. Let's see. Any craft work? We had a copy of the Autobahn the other night, and I think it's sold. I don't have any more right now. I don't have anything OG. Okay, Yngwie 38, 35, 38. The new Puff Daddy, let me check. It's in one of these crates up here if I do. Let me clear the table, and I'll let you know. Okay, if anybody wants to buy Paul Simon, $35 buy it now. And if anybody wants to buy Jimi Hendrix, $55 buy it now. Yngwie is up for bid. Ed Nelson has that for a $40 bid. Yngwie Malmsteen Trilogy. And I've got a country record here, Don Williams. I'll put that up for bid right quick. Japanese pressing of Don Williams, Country Boy. $25 start on that. This may be the best vintage crate of the night. I'll go ahead and tell you. So hope everybody's paying close attention. Let me see if I have Puff Daddy It's not in that crate. That's new stuff from last night. I don't see one there. I had, let's see, right here. I've got at least one because that's the only one I have in my hand. Puff Daddy, No Way Out, $46.99. C. William Pop, I sold a bunch of those. That might be my last one. Yes, the new Springsteen. New Springsteen, I have Troy, I have you down for one. Jerry Stone, Cody Chandler, Chris Kirkley, Conrad Murak, Paul Brothers. I am too short. I'm waiting for more to come in. Richard Allen and David Carsaquillo. So Troy Robinson, Jerry Stone, Cody Chandler, Chris Kirkley, Conrad Murak, and Paul Brothers. I have you all down for a new Bruce Springsteen album. C. William Pop said he'll take the new Puff Daddy. Yingwei is not, no, this is a U.S. original. U.S. original. High bid is $40 of Ed Nelson. Going once, going twice. Ed Nelson. Ry Cooder, Get Rhythm, $19.99 in shrink wrap. The Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street, $49.99. The Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street. Rolling Stones, More Hot Rocks. More Hot Rocks is $44.99. We have The Beatles featuring Tony Sheridan, $24.99. Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player, $24.99. This is a gatefold pressing with book and shrink wrap. Black MCA label, $24.99. Brian Hummel also wants on the Bruce Springsteen waiting list. You got it. If anybody else wants the new Bruce Springsteen album, we're getting the indie exclusive that's on orange vinyl. Indie exclusive on orange vinyl. Renaissance, Timeline. Renaissance is $9.99. James Gang, Passing Through, $19.99. Best of the James Gang is $19.99. Woodstock 2, $39.99. Led Zeppelin, Song Remains the Same. That's a U.S. copy, very clean, $64.99. And Woodstock, the original soundtrack, $39.99. Greg Rogers wants DSMIOPP. Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. That's sold to Greg Rogers. Ed Nelson, it looks like you were second. Steely Dan, UHQR has not come in yet. Tomorrow, I forgot his name, Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson MoFi will be delivered tomorrow. Those will be officially shown on tomorrow or Friday's show. We got some big releases come out in the audiophile world, if that's what you're into. I got to get more people bought into the audiophile stuff. We don't sell as much as I think we should. Ed Nelson gets Yngwie Malmsteen for $40, Tanner. If anybody wants Don Williams Country Boy, you can have Don Williams for $25. No bid on Don Williams Country Boy. I have another Yngwie Malmsteen. It's called Odyssey. I'll also put this one up for a $35 start. Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force. Odyssey, that's from the, boy, that one was near mint, glossy. Has the original inner sleeve. $35 start on that. $35 start on that. $35 start on that. Let's see, because there aren't analog. Analog Productions is. Steely Dan is 100% analog. It is. MoFi, not all of it is, but at least they're putting it on the cover now. Kenneth, everything is sticker price. David Tate takes the Don Williams. David Tate takes the Don Williams. That's sold to David for $25. Yngwie is at $35 with Greg Waits. Greg Waits. $35 on this Yngwie Odyssey. $35. Next, that's an album by Journey. $19.99. Paul McCartney, Give My Regards to Broad Street. $24.99. We have the Beatles tapes from David Wigg interviews. $34.99. Live and Let Die soundtrack. $19.99. We had one of those the other night. I think that collection in Atlanta had a bunch of these. He had like duplicates of stuff. This is so cool. Of course, I'm a Bond geek, but this is a nice copy. Really nice. Roger Moore. Really cool score, too. It's got some of that, just some of the instrumentals and stuff. Very, very cool. Journey sold to Ron Phillips. And Mark Fallon wants Live and Let Die. Yingwei Malmsteen is now at $35. $35 to Greg Waits. That's going twice, going 3 times. I'm about to sell that. Grant Peltzer and Kenneth Jank was next. I had a copy last night that didn't sell, so we'll write down Grant. I'll write down your name. It looks almost identical to this one. And if you want it, I will go through some crates tonight because we got to look for other stuff. We've had an unusual amount of people not watch the shows live. They watch the replays, and then they ask us to find stuff, and that's extremely difficult because we move stuff around. It gets recreated. We take stuff to the back, and I try to tell people, watch live when you can because it takes unbelievable amount of time for us to go back through these crates. And sometimes we can't find something until like months later. It pops back up. Here, the Beatles Tell All, $24.99. That's in shrink wrap. That's a Beatles interview disc. The Princess Trust. This is the Princess Trust, $24.99. Recorded highlights of the Princess Trust 10th anniversary birthday. Dire Straits, Phil Collins, Tina Turner. There's Eric Clapton. There's Paul McCartney. There's Sting, I think. Yeah. There's that guy that's always, he's in Phil Collins' or Elton John's band. $24.99 on that Prince's concert. Paul McCartney, Pipes of Peace, $24.99. And Wings at the Speed of Sound with the very cool Wings sticker. That's $24.99 in shrink wrap. I have a waiting list on the Colts. Preston Rogers, was you not on the original list? Yeah. I have a waiting list on the Colts. Jay Hood wants the Woodstock. Let me know if you want Volume 1 or Volume 2. Woodstock condition. These are near mint. These are unusually in good condition. Yeah. Let's sell Greg Waits' Yngwie Malmsteen for $35. That's sold to Greg Waits. And I've got one Yngwie to auction, one more Yngwie to auction, and I will put up the other Japanese pressing as well. Yngwie is a $35 start. $35 start. That's called Marching Out. And next auction is, let's see what we have here. Let's go back to the front. I've been working out of the back. Let's do this other Led Zeppelin here. Actually, let's do a Carole King. Carole King, Wraparound Joy, Japanese pressing. This is a $25 start. Japanese pressing of Carole King, Wraparound Joy, $25 start. Greg Waits is at $35 on Yngwie Malmsteen. Girls School or Girl School. Girl School. That's always hard for me to say. We had something by them the other night. Gold Stamp Promo. Could be Girls Chul or it could be Girls School. Running Wild. $24.99. Girls School. It's hard for a Southerner to say. Wet, Wet, Wet. Sweet Little Mystery. $14.99. Valentino, original motion picture soundtrack. That's a risque cover. That is sealed, $34.99. And Blondie Auto American, $24.99. Greg Waits has also bid $35 on that Yngwie. That's going once, going twice to Greg. I accidentally just showed a Led Zeppelin 4, so let me go ahead and show it officially. Led Zeppelin 4 is $44.99. $44.99. Yvonne DiCarlo Sings, $24.99. Lily Munster. Lily Munster from the Munsters, $24.99. Yvonne DiCarlo. Elvis Moody Blue, $34.99. Elvis Moody Blue, blue vinyl. Elton John, Sleeping with the Past, $19.99. His hair was almost gone, and then overnight he had new hair. Greg Waits, I'm going to go ahead and sell you Yngwie Malmsteen for $35. That's sold to Greg Waits for $35. If anybody wants to bid on Carole King, now's your chance before I make it a buy it now. $25 start on that. Sean Foxbower first to Blondie. Chris Mikas first to Yvonne DiCarlo. And Jared McLaughlin wants Girls School. Girl School. Maybe he just bought it so he could hear me try to say that again. Another Elton John. This is his first album here in the States. It's on Uni. Really nice copy. $34.99. Elton John, self-titled. The Hits of Judy Garland, another female actress. She was in a film called The Wizard of Oz. And Paul McCartney, London Town, $24.99. I definitely need a drink of water after all these tongue twisters. 100% recycled water. Dasani. Right, Tanner? James Bond went to Mark Fallon, and then Grant Peltzer is on the waiting list for the other one if I can find it. Judy Garland was $9.99. Tobruk, Wild on the Run, $24.99. Jeff Beck, Truth, $19.99. If anybody wants to buy Carole King, so far we only have 2 Japanese pressings that have not got a bid. This Carole King is a $25 buy now if anybody wants it. Mark says, great crate. Thank you. I try to make every crate great. RM4, RMZL, Led Zeppelin 4 condition. This is a really nice copy. Original inner sleeve. This is technically a 77 repress. Vinyl is near mint. It has some of that acidic looking transfer on the vinyl, but there's no scuffs or marks or anything like that. $44.99. What does audiophile mean? Audiophile is we'll call it a category of records that are pressed on higher quality vinyl. They're higher quality recordings, and they're pressed and produced at a higher quality level. Usually the vinyl's better quality, and most of the time, it's, I wish I had an example to show you. I don't have one. I got them all behind the counter. Usually they're only from original master recordings, master tapes, like Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, Analog Productions. Of course, Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab got into some trouble recently. They were using digital files instead of the original master tapes. Judy Garland is sold to Greg Waits. Guy Goodman on JB, Jeff Beck. Guy Goodman first on Jeff Beck. Ed Nelson was second. Alex Roman was third. R.M. Lazelle said he is sold on Led Zeppelin 4 audiophile. So yeah. So basically, if Analog Productions is going to do a pressing of, what's a good example of Wings, they're only going to press it if they can get the original master tape from the original master tape. And we always thought that's what Mobile Fidelity was using, but they end up using some digital files. So, and and really for the money, most analog pressings start at $40 and $50 and go up. If you're gonna buy and spend that kind of money on them, you better have a good system. If you're listening to stuff on a $100 or less turntable and spending $100 on a record, that really don't make a lot of sense. So might want to upgrade. Scorpions, Fly to the Rainbow. Scorpions is $34.99. Just to Satisfy You, Waylon Jennings. That is sealed. $39.99. Loudness, Lightning Strikes, $29.99. Ted Nugent, Penetrator is $14.99. Van Morrison, A Sense of Wonder, $34.99. Vandenberg is $24.99. Willie Nelson, Always on My Mind, $14.99. Chris Mikas, first to the Scorpions. Chris Mikas, first to that. Let me pull up a couple new Japanese auctions. We have Boston Third Stage, and speaking of Elton John, we have a complete. Let's do Boston Third Stage first. This is a Japanese, really pristine copy of Boston Third Stage, $45 start. And Elton John, Captain Fantastic. Elton John, Captain Fantastic. Japanese press of this. This should have, let's see here, really nice cover and obi. Yeah, there's the scrapbook, the lyric book, and the Japanese. Has some of that moisture spots on it. This is a $55 start. $55 start. $55 start on Elton. Okay, back up to the top. My feed has moved. Daniel says, Mo Fidelity's using original master tapes and transferring to DSD before cutting vinyl. Yes, that's true. They have master tapes, but they were transferring them to digital, which, you know, a lot of us didn't know, and we were like, wow, this sounds amazing. And then all of a sudden we find out it's a digital transfer, and everybody's like, this sounds horrible, which is what I didn't get. People changed their opinion after they found out it was digital, even though it didn't really change anything the way it sounds, until they found out it was digital. Tommy Green on Van Morrison. Mark Fallon on Willie Nelson. Next comment was tracks on loudness. And Waylon wants Berg. What was Berg? And then if Vandenberg. Got it. Vandenberg. That's so we can go ahead and pull that for Waylon. And then Clay Moore on loudness. First, let me read the tracks to Alan Jonathan. Tracks is Let It Go, Dark Desire, 1,000 Eyes, Face to Face, Who Knows, Ashes in the Sky, Black Star Oblivion, Sweet Life Dream, and Complication. If Alan passes on that, it automatically goes to Clay Moore. Tommy Green wanted Vandenberg, not Van Morrison. Okay, that changes everything. So Van Morrison goes back in the crate, and Waylon, you don't get Vandenberg. That goes to whoever I just said. Who'd you say, Tanner? Tommy Green? Tommy Green gets that. I'm putting Willie back on top, and then there's loudness. Okay. So Alan says pass, so that goes loudness is there on top, Tanner. That goes to Clay Moore. Okay, and sorry, Waylon, he had already claimed that one. Next was Waylon Jennings. It was sealed for $39.99. $39.99. Stereo, that's $39. It is sealed. All right, let me go back through that crate. That was a good one. There's some really, like, the second record in here, which I thought would instantly sell, is still available. So, some good stuff still left in here. We've got Ry Cooder, Get Rhythm. If you want prices, let me know. Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street. That's the one I was just talking about. Rolling Stones, More Hot Rocks. The Beatles, not the Beatles. The Beatles featuring Tony Sheridan. Renaissance Timeline, James Gang Passing Through. Best of the James Gang, Led Zeppelin. Song remains the same. Paul McCartney. This was a film he did. Give my regards to Broad Street. Really nice copy, $24.99. Wasn't John Bonham in this? I don't know if he played on it, but Ringo, of course. Maybe John Paul Jones is on it. One of the members of Led Zeppelin makes a cameo. Let's see. Stones, first press with inserts. I can tell you from the lettering, no. No, this is a, well, I don't know. I can't say for sure. Let's see here. It's got the original Are you talking about the postcard or postcards? There's a lot of different press. This is PRC. I don't think this is the color of the part right there just don't look quite right. I will say this is very nice. The catalog number is COC 2-2900. This is a really nice copy, though. Rolling Stones Records in the Dead Wax ST-RS 722510EEEE-1-2 in Roman numerals. Yeah, I think this is one of those pressings where there's like probably 100 different variants. It always makes me wonder, what is really the first press? But no, I can tell you for sure it doesn't have any inserts with it. This is $49.99. Ry Cooder was $19.99, Brent. $19.99 on Ry Cooder. The Beatles tapes. Here the Beatles Tell All. Surprised this didn't sell. The Prince's Trust Anniversary. Dire Straits, Midge, Urge, Suzanne Vega, Phil Collins, Big Country, Howard Jones, Level 42, Elton John, Joan Armatrading, Tina Turner, Rod Stewart, and Paul McCartney doing Get Back. Paul McCartney, Pipes of Peace is $24.99. Woodstock, the first volume of the soundtrack is still available. Wet, 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 Valentino. We've got Elvis Moody Blue. Elton John, London Town, Tobruk, Wings, Ted Nugent, Van Morrison, and Waylon Jennings. 45 on Elton John. I'm going to go ahead and end that, Sean, but I'm going to say I'll need 55 on that as of right now. I may reduce it another night, but tonight, $55 buy it now. Sean, it's yours if you want it. If Sean passes, anybody else can have that for 55s. If that's a later. Tom, oh, he did bid 55. Oh, I missed that too. We already have a bid of 55. Tom Ulanowski. That's what I thought. Tom Ulanowski has this for 55. I just need to go ahead and sell it to him, but since I overlooked it, let me do a final call. Tom Ulanowski has Elton John for $55. Going twice, going three times. I missed that. Second comment I've missed tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and end Boston unless somebody's bid on this and I didn't see it. Boston is a $45 buy it now. $45 buy it now. R.M. Lazelle wants Paul McCartney. Give my regards to Broad Street. Sell that to R.M. Lazelle. Eddie Bruce takes the Boston. Tom Ulanowski has Elton John for 55. Going twice, going three times. Eddie Bruce takes the Boston for 45. All right. Now, I promised a crate of half-off vintage. We're not going to take a break tonight, so let me do a quick recap of some tonight's newest arrivals because we had some big stuff come in. John Paul Jones and David Gilmour on that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Of course, David Gilmour played guitar on at least one Paul McCartney song, maybe another. This crate, this was half and half. Stuff like that, and definitely this. That's from Atlanta. Some of those other records, though, was from Memphis, so a little bit too. The Rycooter was called Get Rhythm. It's in Shrink Wrap Brent, 1999. I need to take a deep breath and slow down. Get to talking too fast. Okay, let's go ahead and sell Elton to Tom Ulanowski. Tom, you get that for 55. Sorry, I looked over your bid. Let me do a couple condensing. This is a crate from tonight, and there's only 6 records left in here. One more time. The Smiths, Strange Ways, Here We Come, $36.99. Saigon Kick, The Lizard, 1 copy left, $36.99. Johnny Cash, American Recordings, Volume 5, $49.99. I got some people on a waiting list for that complete set, but those are coming in tomorrow. And Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Burl Ives. I lost the waiting list for this, or I accidentally deleted it. So if you thought you were on a waiting list for that, go ahead and claim it again because I don't have you down. Burl Ives is $36.99. The classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Oh, I didn't mean to throw that across the room. Wasn't there another bin of new vinyl? Yeah, okay, there's this one right here, which has all the Guns N' Roses, but we're not going to tag those until they all come in tomorrow. It looks like a couple boxes were held up at UPS, so we'll do the rest of those tomorrow and tag them, but we do already have a waiting list. We have Spencer Davis Group. This is a new release, live at the BBC, 1965. Keep on Running. Strong Love, Midnight Train. Of course, that's Steve Winwood on the lead vocals right there. That's a new release for tomorrow, $36.99. Greg Neal wants Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The Reba McEntire Christmas album, $33.99. I've got 2 copies left of the new Prodigy, which has a street date for tomorrow or for Friday, $34.99 on that. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., $33.99. Sorry, I meant Woodstock 1, not 2. Okay, so change out Jesse's Woodstocks. He wants Woodstock Volume 1, not 2. So Volume 2 is available if anybody wants it. I've still got 3 copies, which I've sold a ton of these already. This is technically just a store restock. Kiss Alive 3, $44.99. 1 copy of 3 Days Grace left, and 1 copy of Johnny Cash and Jerry Lee Lewis left, $29.99. That's called Sunday Morning or Sunday Down South. Sunday down south. Okay, give me about 30 seconds. I'm going to go to the back and do that half-off crate, because if I don't start doing one tonight, we're never going to get to that stuff, and the other half-off stuff actually got mixed back in. So let me go ahead and pull this. Can everybody still hear me? Testing 1, 2. Make sure my mic didn't disconnect. I walked all the way to the back almost. I'm also out of space here. Well, it's been a while since we did a half-off crate. All right, this thing is plumb full. So what Seth did the other night for me, he went through, as y'all know, we date everything. This Rudolph has the date of November 9th, 2022 on it. If you get a record from us, that's the date we price this and put it out for sale. Usually it's the date we show it on Facebook for the first time. What we do with our vintage stuff, if it ends up in this store for 1 year, I don't care what it is, it's automatically half off. I have not been through this crate. Y'all haven't either. Half off records. There's a lot in here. When they're packed this tight, this is like probably 60, 80, what did we say, about 80 holds in one of these? All right. Okay, let me pull a few out so I can show them a little easier. I made sure to try not to get a country crate. Nothing wrong with country, but there is some country in some of these. Lester Young Press. I'm going to be telling you the half off price. Okay? The half off price on this is $15. Joan Armatrading, The Key, $5. By the way, that's about a VG cover on that one. The Alan Harris Band, Ocean Between Us, $5. Hurry Sundown, the original soundtrack to Hugo Montenegro's Hurry Sundown, $10. Jimmy Shearis, Isle of View, $5. Donna Summer, Once Upon a Time. Donna Summer is $10. The Outlaws, In the Eye of the Storm, $5 on the Outlaws. These are half off records. Spanky and Our Gang, Sunday Will Never Be the Same. That is $2.99. Boy, that's an old date. That's a check condition record. That's before we even started grading them. That got mixed in. That's been in the back for a long time. That's just $3. That's a VG plus. I'd say that's been here for a long time. That must have got something stuck in between a bin or something. Derek Hartman on LY. Lester Young. Derek Hartman Tanner. This officially starts half off of sticker. That's sold to Derek Hartman. Mark Fallon wants Donna Summer. Half off records. I'll be telling you the half off price. That's sold to Mark Fallon, half off. And the first one to the Outlaws was James Dawson. James Dawson. Rob Scheffler was second, then Burt Jordan. Yeah, okay. Joe Tex, $10. Stan Getz and J.J. Johnson at the Opera House. VG Plus, $12.50. That was $24.99. And the Dueling Banjo soundtrack, $10. Dueling Banjo soundtrack, $10. That's a really nice copy. Okay, so that's all half off stuff. Now I've got room in this crate. I can flip through them. Let me set these off to the side. And let me go ahead and get a couple. We may just do, yeah, I'll keep doing Japanese stuff. We can do that. I've got Bob Dylan and the Band, Japanese pressing up for bid, $45 start. Near mint Japanese pressing with insert, Bob Dylan and the Band, Before the Flood. That is a $45 start. Carole King, Really Rosie soundtrack, TV show soundtrack. Carole King, and that is a $35 start. Near mint with Carole King, Obi, $35 start on that. Next comment was Stan with Cameron Nance. Cameron Nance got the Stan Getz. Chris Farrar was second. Luke was third, asking the condition. That goes to Cameron. Jared McLaughlin wants Spanky in our gang. And we'll do the green sticker on that one. The green sticker on that one was $2.99. So that's the price for that one. That's sold to Jared McLaughlin. And Tom Ulanowski gets the dueling banjos. Dueling banjos. So these two auctions, we're looking for a $45 start and a $35 start. Joe Liggins, Honey Dripper, $17.50. Half off crate, I will be telling you the half off price. That's a white label promo. Joe Liggins, Honey Dripper. There's a lot of records. It's hard to get to these. There we go. Kitaro. That looks like a Japanese pressing. $10 on that. Kitaro. Steve Kuhn Quartet, live in New York. Last year's waltz. $7.50. Let me bring the camera a little closer. Preacher Jack, Rock and Roll Preacher. $7.50. The Modern Jazz Quartet, Plastic Dreams, $10. A Spoonful of Lovin', the Artie Schrock Implosion on Verve, $10. Duke Ellington's My People, $7.50. Duke Ellington. Blue Note Live at the Roxy, $12.50. Good Morning Blues, Count Basie and his orchestra, $8.50. Rycooter, special limited edition single. It's actually got 4 tracks on it. I don't consider that a single. I consider that an EP. $7.50. Fred Wink on ASE. ASE was... what was ASE? ASE. We had Joe Liggins, Kitaro, Steve Kuhn, Preacher Jack, Modern Jazz Quartet, Spoonful. That was Artie Schrock Implosion, maybe. Duke Ellington, My People, the one on Verve. This one. A Artie Schrock Implosion. God, that's what I thought you wanted. Okay, that's Fred Winks. Next was Brett Rabley on Blue. Blue was Blue Note Live at the Roxy. That's sold to Brent Rabley. Alan Johnson on Count Basie. Alan Johnson on Count Basie. Brent Rabley first on Rycooter. Chris Micus wants to see the cover of Modern Jazz Quartet. Looks like a really nice cover. Kind of laminated, glossy type deal. Laminated, yeah. This should be on Apple. No, this is on Atlantic. They were also on Apple. Modern Jazz Quartet. Half off price on that is $10. Jamie Butler, you were second on Count Basie. And we got the right one for Fred. Okay, final call on Bob Dylan and the band. $45. Going twice, going 3 times. And still looking for a $35 start on Carole King. If that don't get a bid when I sell Bob Dylan and the band, it will be a bot now. Chris said sold on Modern Jazz Quartet. Next is That's the Way I Feel Now, Thelonious Monk. A tribute to Thelonious Monk. $12.50. Tribute to Monk. Honky Tonk Man soundtrack. That is sealed. That was $40, now $20. The Pursuit of D.B. Cooper soundtrack. $10. And Home for Christmas. Home for Christmas. That is $3.99. Yes, Fred, I got you at $45 on Dylan. That's about to be yours. Dusty Springfield Cameo. That's $12.50. Jim Carroll. Wait a second. Yeah. Jim Carroll is a white label promo, $9.99. Beneath the Southside Bridge, Rough Shop, $7.49. Steve Warner, Life's Highway is $4.99. First Class, Mickey Gilley, $3.99. Jackie Sorensen's Encore, Aerobic Dancing. That is sealed, $4.99. DD Prestige, Colors of Love, $4.99. By the way, some of these are more than half off. That's what confused me earlier. They're green stickered, which means I've already discounted these. They just somehow, I think, ended up in a crate underneath the bins. We've never actually shown some of these since they've been half off. Brent Rabley on the Dusty Springfield. Tom Ulanowski on the Christmas record. I'll Be Home for Christmas. So, Tanner, we'll do, if these have a green sticker, we'll do the green sticker. If not, then they're half off the white sticker. Bob Dylan is sold to Fred Wink for $45. I'll put that right there. If anybody wants Carole King, That's a $35 buy now. $35. I'll grab a couple more auctions in just a second. Country Sunday, $3.99. The Cleftones, For Sentimental Reasons, $12.49. Don Gibson, Woman, that is $4.99. Don Gibson, Look Who's Blue, $4.99. Elvis Wade, It's Been 10 Years. Elvis kind of tribute commemorative. That is $9.99. Johnny Horton, The Legend, $4.99. Honky Tonk Man, Johnny Horton, $4.99. Charlie Rich, The Silver Fox, $4.99. Foxy, Get Off, $4.99. Bashin', The Incredible, The Unpredictable, Jimmy Smith. That's a VG Plus, $12.49. Rob Scheffler wants the Country Sunday. That's sold to Rob Scheffler. And Jared McLaughlin gets the Mickey Gilly. What happened to you, Mickey? Let's see. Must be hiding. Don Gibson, Elvis Wade, Johnny Horton, Charlie Rich, Foxy. What happened to that? There it is. I don't think I put it back in the right place. That's sold to Jared McLaughlin. Jared McLaughlin also on Warner. Is that something else I've always sold? Yeah, Steve Warner. That's sold to Jared McLaughlin. Brent Rabley on Jimmy Smith. Tom Ulanowski on both of the Johnny Hortons. And Bert Jordan also wanted both Johnny Hortons. Tom Ulanowski was first. The Best of Zoot Sims, $7.49. Aaron Gardner takes the Foxy. Sado Wannabe Rendezvous, $4.99 after the half off. If you're just joining us, half off crate, I'm telling you the price after the half off. Jimmy Witherspoon and Jerry Mulligan, $10. Randy Weston, African Cookbook, $12.49. Weather Report, Tail Spinning, $5. Opry Time in Tennessee, $7.50. Boogie Woogie, Mod, Lux Lewis, Pete Johnson, and Albert Amons, $5. Vladislav Sendecki, Piano, Men from Wallanoo, New Directions in Jazz, $5. Aaron Gardner on Weather Report. That's sold to Aaron Gardner. Let me get two new Japanese auctions up and rolling. We've got a John Lennon. Yeah, let's do John Lennon and Peter Frampton. Next Play Records wants this that I really couldn't pronounce, but he knows what it is because he's a jazz consumer. John Lennon, Imagine, Japanese pressing. This looks extremely nice. I think it, has the poster with it. This is a $55 start. Let's first take a look at the cover and Obi. Absolutely near mint. No stains or anything on this one. There's the poster, which is him in his house playing the white piano. There's the Japanese lyric insert. There's the original inner sleeve, which has the lyrics in English. And the vinyl is pristine. The vinyl is pristine. Really nice copy of John Lennon Imagine. And this is a $55 start. Also, we have Peter Frampton, I'm In You. Peter Frampton is a $35 start. This has Japanese inserts with it. And really nice Obi. Yeah, nice copy of this. $35 start on that. Next was Wyatt Akins. He wants the Opry Time in Tennessee. That's sold to Wyatt. And then we have 3 bidders on John Lennon, 55, 55, 60, and 65. 3 bidders, 4 bids. How much was Boogie? David Cox, the Boogie was $5. Alive at the Johnny Mac Brown High School. This is a white label promo. Who's the artist? It's $10. Who are these people? Oh, right here. Lester Roadhog Morgan. Wow, is that their actual bus? Pretty cool, but kind of run down. $10. Leo Sayer here, $5. David Wilcox, My Eyes Keep Me in Trouble, $5. On Stage with Loggins and Messina, $7.50. Quicksilver, Just for Love. This one has Fresh Air on it. $10 for Quicksilver. Take another hit of Fresh Air. Great song. Charlie Rich, The Sun Story Volume 2 in shrink wrap, $8.50. Gladys Knight and the Pips, Claudine soundtrack. Songs score written and produced by Curtis Mayfield. $10 on that. David Cox says he will take the Boogie. Boogie Woogie, so to David Cox. That's half off. Ed Nelson's at $70 on the John Lennon. Brent Rabley on Quicksilver. Brent Rabley on Quicksilver. How much was African Cookbook after the half off? It was $12.50. Fred Wink, you were second on Quicksilver. Jeff McMaster on Charlie Rich, CR. Burt Jordan, you were second. Mark's out on Lennon. So the John Lennon Imagine Japanese pressing, which is complete with poster, inserts, and inner sleeve, near mint vinyl. High bid is $70 of Ed Nelson. Going once, going twice. Leon Russell, Solid State. That is sealed. Was $25, now $12.50. Carlene Carter, $5. Johnny Horton, On the Road. That is $6.49. There's another Johnny Horton for whoever bought the ones earlier. Les Paul and Mary Ford is $5. Dylan Thomas, Reading A Child's Christmas in Wales and 5 other poems, $10. Stereo wants the African Cookbook. That's sold to Stereo. Brent Rabley on Leon Russell. That was a sealed copy. And Kyle Morgan gets the Johnny Horton. Kyle Morgan on Johnny Horton. Final call, $70 on the John Lennon. Kyle Morgan also wants the Dylan Thomas. Sell that to Kyle Morgan. Rainmakers, Tornado, $7.49. Babe Stovall was $39.99, now $19.99. Delta Blues on Verve. Babe Stovall, Delta Blues. Let's see how nice this is. Extremely nice. Highway 101 Gold Stamp promo, $7.50. It actually has a press release that comes with it. I remember this. I remember showing that 2 years ago. Actually, 2 years and 3 months ago was the first time I showed that. It's a promo copy. That is now $7.50. Kyle Morgan on Babe Stovall. Kyle Morgan was first to that. Alan Johnson, you were second. Final call on the John Lennon at $70. Luke Mitchell, you were third. George Hamilton, the fourth. Greatest Hits, $5. George Hamilton, the fourth. A Rose and a Baby Ruth, $5. George Hamilton, the fourth. Big 15, $10. Michael Murphy, Geronimo's Cadillac, $5. Kathy wants the Highway 101. And I'm going to go ahead and sell Elton John to Ed Nelson for $70. Imagine. And if anybody wants Peter Frampton, it's now a buy it now for $35. $35 buy it now on that. I'm in you. Exile, Hang On to Your Heart, $5 for Exile. Nat Stuckey is $7.50 after the discount. Hawkshaw Hawkins, Taken from Our Vaults, Volume 2. King Blue Label, $10. King. Early country there. Hawkshaw Hawkins, Volume 1. That's another Blue King label, $12.50. The all-new Hawkshaw Hawkins, that's $10. McDonnell Douglas Physician Systems Company presents In Concert, Charles Albertine, $4.50. Asleep at the Wheel. The Wheel is $7.50. John Clemmer, Brasilia, is $5. Main Train, featuring Dick Curlis with Royal Country. Also Fred Pike, Sam Tidwell, and the Kennebec Valley Boys, $5. The Dirt Band, Make a Little Magic, sealed, $15 after the half off. See cover on Les. Are you talking about Les Paul and Mary Ford? The world is still waiting for the something to rise, for the sunrise. It's in shrink wrap. Half off price on that is $5. Jeff McMaster wants Brasilia. Next two auctions. Let's see. We've got the Firm and we've got the Eagles Greatest Hits Volume 2. The Firm, Japanese pressing, complete with Obi. Really nice copy. $35 start on that. And the Eagles Greatest Hits Volume 2. Side 1 has Hotel California, Heartache Tonight, Seven Bridges Road, Victim of Love, Sav Cafe. That's a $55 start. $55 start. Chris Micas first. Brent Rabley wants the Dirt Band. That's sold to Brent Rabley. Chris Micas says sold on Les Paul and Mary Ford. We got 2 bids on the firm, 35 and 35. All right, I'm going to go through this crate one more time. If you want prices on anything, let me know. And yeah, I'll pull another half off bin. I think we've got 4 total in the back. This is number 1 of 4. So let me go back through these. And this will be, I'm telling you, the last time you'll see these records for sale here on Facebook, okay? This is the last call. Some of these we've shown probably 5 times now from 2.5 years ago. Think about how much stuff we've shown just in the last month is still sitting around here. That's why we're trying to move some of this stuff out, bring in new. If you want prices, let me know. Joe Liggins, Kitaro, Steve Coon Quartet, Preacher Jack, Duke Ellington, the tribute to Thelonious Monk, Honky Tonk Man soundtrack, the D.B. Cooper soundtrack. Yeah, it has Waylon Jennings, Jesse Coulter, Marshall Tucker Band, more Waylon, more, yeah, lots of Waylon, Rita Coolidge, Jesse Coulter. That is $10. Pam Dickens on the Duke Ellington. That's sold to Pam Dickens. So the firm, we're at 35, 35, and 40. Still looking for a $55 start on the Eagles. Jim Carroll, Rough Shop, Beneath the Southside Bridge. Jackie Sorensen's Encore, Aerobic Dancing. D.D. Prestige, Colors of Love. The Cleftones, Don Gibson, Elvis Wade, Elvis Tribute. Charlie Rich, The Best of Zoot Sims, Sato Wannabe, Jimmy Witherspoon and Gary Mulligan, Lester Roadhog Morgan, Leo Sayer, David Wilcox, Loggins and Messina. That's a live album. Brent Rabley gets the D.B. Cooper. Cameron Nance, you were second. Final call on the firm at $40. Gladys Knight and the Pips soundtrack. That was sealed. Carlene Carter, Rainmakers, George Hamilton IV, George Hamilton IV, George Hamilton IV, Michael Murphy, Exile, Nat Stuckey, Hawkshaw Hawkins, and Hawkshaw Hawkins. This is Charles Albertine, Asleep at the Wheel, Main Train, Joan Armatrading, the Alan Harris Band, Hurry Sundown soundtrack, Jimmy Spheris, and Joe Tex. Jimmy Fieris, something like that. Fred is back in on the firm at 42. Lester, Price, and Condition. Lester. This one? Lester Roadhog Morgan. This is a white label promo. The half off price is $10. It is a near mint white label promo. Billy Underwood wants the Monk tribute. We'll go ahead and pull that for Billy Underwood. By the way, Fred is back in on the firm at 42. Arm Lizelle, you're out. Fred has that for 42. Hawkshaw Hawkins bundle. Let's see. The half off prices would be $10, $12.50, and $10. I'll sell you all 3 for $24. These are really nice original Blue King label pressings. Really nice, just top copies. $24 for all 3, Brent. Next was Charlie DeFrank. He is sold on this right here, which is the Lester Roadhog Morgan. Clay Moore wants the Cleftones. That was something I added back in here, wasn't it? Joe Tex. Where is that? Cleftones. I remember reading that. I feel like that was, well, let me just start from the front. My memory has failed me. Where did I put that at? I think I'm getting close. I am. That's sold to Clay Moore. Arm Lizelle back in on the firm at $45. Fred Wink, you're out. David Wilcox, Trax, and Price. And Brent Rabley said sold. Hawkshaw Hawkins, all 3 of these are sold for $24 to Brent Rabley. And David Wilcox, Trax, and Price. Let me find David Wilcox. Anybody else? You're getting another look at them as I'm flipping through here. David Wilcox. My eyes keep me in trouble. This is $5 after the half off. My Eyes Keep Me in Trouble. Downtown Came Uptown. Riverboat Fantasy. Too Cool. Just This Side of Heaven. Love Meltdown. I See You. Shake It Baby. Freeze to Me. Bad Feeling. And Mow 'Em Down. Fred's out on the firm, so it's time to do a final call on this. Arm Lozelle has it for $45. Going twice, going 3 times. And the Eagles' Greatest Hits is now a buy it now if anybody wants it. I highly recommend getting it. Of course I do. And that's a $55 buy it now. No bid Japanese pressing of that. Okay, final call on that. Let me go to the back and try to get one more crate of that to do for tonight. That will probably, and then I'm going to probably do a final call on anything maybe you've seen tonight. Let me go see if I can dig out another crate like that. In the meantime, I will pull the camera up here where you can get a good look at Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Give me 15 seconds. Who's timing me? Tanner, are you timing me? All right. I'm back. This crate looks like it's really good. I think this was pulled directly from some of the rock ABC bins. And there's some jazz and maybe a little country in there too. Aaron Gardner wants Joe Tex. All right, let me go ahead and pull that. Aaron Gardner wants Joe Tex. Bumps and Bruises. That's sold to Aaron Gardner. Jared McLaughlin. I'm assuming Charlie DeFrank, or no, Chris Ferrara. I'm assuming didn't want David Wilcox. And Jared McLaughlin said Don Gibson bundle. I think they were already $5. I'll say both of them for $8. I'll say both of them for $8. That's $4 a piece. Arm Lozelle gets the firm for $45. That's sold to Arm Lozelle. Let me get a couple records started here, and then I'll go through this bin. Let's see what we got here. Count Basie. Wow, this is a cool one. This is called The Atomic, Mr. Basie. It was $44.99, half off. That's $22.50. UK pressing of The Atomic, Mr. Basie. That is $22.50. Stan Getz and Sonny Stitt, Echoes of an Era. $12.50 after the half off. Stan Getz and Sonny Stitt. 2LP. Let's see what label. It's on Roulette. Wow, I don't see a lot of jazz stuff on Roulette. That is $12.50. Duke Ellington's 70th birthday concert. Live in England. That is $10. Duke Ellington. The Big Three. Milt Jackson, Joe Pass, and Ray Brown. That is $6.50. The Dave Brubeck Quartet, 25th Anniversary Reunion, $10. Les McCann and Eddie Harris, Swiss Movement, live. That is $10. Chris said he passed on the Wilcox. Kyle Morgan gets the Stan, gets the Getz and Stitz. That's sold to Kyle Morgan. Mia said hello. Jared McLaughlin said take, and that was on these two Don Gibsons, Tanner. $4 a piece on Don Gibson. Those are sold to Jared McLaughlin. Ed, we've already sold Getz and Stitt. Luke Mitchell wants the Pablo. Pablo? Did I miss something? Les McCann, Harris, Dave Brubeck. The Big Three, Duke Ellington and Count Basie. Did you mean to say Pablo on that? Next comment was Billy Underwood on Count Basie. Wait a minute. Am I going crazy here? That's this one right here. This is sold to Billy Underwood, the Atomic Count Basie. That's sold to him. Milt on Pablo. Oh, you're talking about the label. Okay. The Pablo label. So that's sold to Luke Mitchell. I thought that's what that was. I was thinking that was on Prestige, so I wasn't even paying attention. That sold to him. That's Luke Mitchell. Then Billy Underwood got Count Basie right underneath that. Next was Chris Ferrara, Big Three. That's what he just bought. Then Charlie DeFrank got Les and Eddie. Has that song that's on Goodfellas or Casino that I like. Next Play Records, can you put back the Vladislav record acclaim? Thought it was different artists, 80s jazz. Okay. We'll put that back, and we're good to go. Okay, so that just leaves Duke Ellington and Dave Brubeck Quartet. More Than Yesterday, the Spiral Staircase. That has their hit, More Than Yesterday. I think that's what it's called. This is a VG copy. Yeah, More Than Yesterday. This is a VG copy, $5. That's VG on the vinyl. Gruska on Gruska. Sealed, $10. Gruska on Gruska. And Roy Ayers, You Might Be Surprised. That is $5 on Roy Ayers. Okay, those were the first few, so I could make room in the crate. Let me go ahead and get a couple new auctions up and rolling. New auctions are, I've got some Beatles in here. I've got Clapton. I got lots of Eagles, actually. Elvis, Blondie, Carpenters, Volume 2. Carole King. Let's do Blondie and this Elvis rock and roll album. First, Arm Lazelle on Roy Ayers. Ed Nelson, you were second. We have Elvis rock and roll album. This is not in the best of condition that we normally see for Japanese copies. We've graded it VG, VG plus, which something could have a scuff on it. Seth does our Japanese auctions. Good time to pick on Seth. He's not here. Something could have a non-audible scuff on it, and he says VG plus because we've said it before. These Japanese pressings, we usually like them absolutely perfect, like we expect them. But if they have a mark or something, we immediately bump them down 2 or 3 grades, or at least 2 grades. So this is a VG, VG plus. It is a really good compilation of early Elvis songs, especially his rock and roll stuff. I think it has even some later stuff. You know, first track or first side has Heartbreak Hotel, Don't Be Cruel, Hound Dog, Tutti Frutti, you know, stuff like that. Japanese pressing, really cool cover though, and that is a $20 start. $20 start on Elvis. And Blondie, Auto American, this is a VG plus, $25 start on that. So $25, I think I meant to say $25 start on each of those. Chris Micus needs to put back the Scorpions, and Fred, I will show that in just a second. All right, let's see what we got in here. Diodato 2. Diodato 2, that is $5. Burt Jordan's at 20 on Elvis. Burt, that's okay. I meant to say 25, but 20 is okay. And we're looking for a $25 start on Blondie. That has got the inserts with it, Auto American. The Crusaders, Standing Tall, $5. Michael Franks, Tiger in the Rain, $5. Tanya, I guess it's Tanya Maria, that is $5. Mark Jordan, Blue Desert, $5. Neil Larson, High Gear, $5. Robin Trower, For Earth Below, that's a VG plus, $7.50. Robin Trower, Long Misty Days is EX, $8.50. The Veils, Velocity, $7.50. Traffic, Low Spark of High Heeled Boy. That is a VG copy for $5. VG copy for $5. Lost my space. Okay. Fred Wink on RT. Robin Trower. Fred, let me know if you want Long Misty Days or For Earth Below. And then James Dawson's at 25 on Blondie. Going once, going twice. And Burt Jordan's at 20 on Elvis, going once, going twice. Fred Wink got Traffic. Aaron Gardner wants Tall. I think that was the Crusaders, Standing Tall. Yep, that's sold to Aaron Gardner. So Fred got Traffic. Aaron got the Crusaders. Fred Wink wants both of the Robin Trower. Kyle Morgan got the Veils. And Ed Nelson, we've already sold Robin Trower. And Guy Goodman, we've already sold Robin Trower. Final call on these 2 Japanese pressings, Blondie and Elvis. Quincy Jones, Body Heat, $7.50. Herbie Mann, Sound of Man, $10. John Lewis, Cool, John Lewis is $15. Andrew Gold, All This and Heaven Too, $7.50. This was a putback. The Scorpions Fly to the Rainbow, $34.99. This was an exceptionally nice copy. Scorpions Fly to the Rainbow, $34.99 if anybody wants that. Aaron Gardner on the Quincy Jones. Final call on those two Japanese auctions. Brent Rabley wants Lewis and Herbie Mann. John Lewis and Herbie Mann both sold to Brent Rabley. Andrew Gold. Bob Newman, Best of the Button-Down Mine. That's a sealed copy for $12.50. The Manhattan Transfer is $5. And Willie Bridges, Bridges to Cross, $7.50. Bobby Braddock, Between the Lines, is $5. And Dennis Lynn, Under the Eye, $5. Supercharge, the Tavares, $5. Jimmy Jackson, Rolling Dice, is $7.50. Jeff McMaster gets the Scorpions. Of course, that is sticker price. I'm going to lay that right there, Tanner. These two auctions are sold. Elvis goes to Burt Jordan for $20, and James Dawson gets the Blondie for $25. Great deals on those, even if they are not absolutely perfect. Let me put up a couple new auctions. I do think we have a complete, Beatles 67 to 70 here, so let me show it. A lot of people always looking for this one complete. I see an absolutely pristine cover. Really nice gatefold. No really marks or anything on it. So there's the cover. We have the book, which is a lyric book. Has Japanese, has photos, Japanese lyrics and U.S. lyrics. The Beatles discography book. The poster. And both inner sleeves. This thing is complete. Of course, the two LPs, which are near mint. This is a $65 start. This is a top copy that's complete. All the inserts and everything in that one. $65 start there on the Beatles, 67 to 70. Neil Larson, Label and Condition. Neil Larson, High Gear, $5. That is on. I can pull it out. Horizon label. Ed Nelson's at 65 on the Beatles. Where did I get to? I got to Willie Bridges, Bobby Braddock, Dennis Lynn, I already showed those, Jimmy Jackson, Dixon House Band, Fightin' Alone, $5. Bandit in a Bathing Suit, David Bromberg Band, $5. The Beatles' first live recordings, Hamburg, Germany, 1962. That is $10 after the half off. Wow, a Beatles record made it to the half off bin. But you know what? I think there's a lot of Beatles in here. So where's John Young at? He's going to be crying when he finds out he missed this sale. Charlie DeFrank said sold. That is on Neil Larson. Let me go ahead. Ed Nelson's at 65 on the Beatles. Let me go ahead and put up something else. This is a Simon & Garfunkel Greatest Hits gold disc. This is a $35 start. $35 start on that. Burt Jordan is in on the Beatles. That's $10. We've got a Beatles picture disc here. This is Timeless. Beatles picture disc, Timeless. I think it's I don't know if this is music or interviews. I really don't know. Half off price is $19.99. That's the half off price. The Beatles Story is $17.50. The Beatles Story is $17.50. Capital pressing. This is about EX on that one. The Beatles Rock and Roll Music. That's a really good 2LP compilation. This was $32.99, so that is $16.50. $16.50. The Beatles Rock and Roll Music. Paul McCartney, Back to the Egg, $10. And Johnny Winter and. Johnny Winter and. That's what it's called, Johnny Winter and. $10 on that. Okay, the Beatles is now at 70 with Fred Wink. Ed Nelson, you're out at 65. Fred's in at 70. Fred Wink gets the Beatles Story. Fred Wink gets the Beatles Story. Aaron Gardner wants the Gruska on Gruska from earlier. That's sold to Aaron Gardner. Fred Wink on Paul McCartney. Kathy Amos wants the Rock and Roll Music Beatles comp. That's a good one. and Ed Nelson on Johnny Winter. So Fred has the Beatles for $70, and we're still looking for a $35 start on Simon & Garfunkel. Tracks on side 1 is Mrs. Robinson for Emily, wherever I may find her, The Boxer, 59th Street, Bridge Song, Sounds of Silence, I'm a Rock, and Scarborough Fair. $35 start on that one. This is now $22.50. This is a 1969 U.S. pressing of John Lennon and Yoko Ono Unfinished Music Volume 2. Nice copy. That is $22.50. Ed Nelson got the Johnny Winter. Luke Mitchell, You Were Second. John Lennon, Heart Play, Unfinished Dialogue. That is $12.50. And The Secret Value of Daydreaming, Julian Lennon. That's now $10. Final call. Fred Wink has the Beatles for $70. That is a complete 67 to 70. Has the book, the discography book, the poster, both inner sleeves, and I guess you can call the vinyl inserts, right? That means it's got 7 things with it. And the Obi, 8. And you get the cover. That's 8, 9. A lot of stuff with that. George Harrison. That is self-titled. That is $11.50. George Harrison. George Harrison Dark Horse. Kind of an alternate cover because it's a capital pressing. $12.50 on that. Charlie DeFrank back in on the Beatles for $75. And Fred Wink has, so Fred, you're out on the Beatles, but you still have Simon & Garfunkel for $35. That's going twice, going 3 times. Ringo Starr, Stop and Smell the Roses. That is EX, $7.50. Kyle Morgan on Julian Lennon. Kyle Morgan on Julian Lennon. Luke Mitchell on Dark Horse, George Harrison. George Harrison, 33 1/3. That is $11.50. Gordon Lightfoot, If You Could Read My Mind, $10. Mick Greenwood, Living Game. Of Straubs and Pentangle, Mick Greenwood, $12.50. Don McLean, Believers, $5. MFSB, The Gamble Huff Orchestra, $5. Fred Wink wants the Ringo Starr. Let's go ahead and sell Simon & Garfunkel for $35 to Fred as well. And Fred's backing on the Beatles at $80. So Ringo is sold to Fred. Simon & Garfunkel is sold for $35 to Fred. And the new high bid on the Beatles comp, if I were to give this on a 1 out of 10 grade, including the inserts, this is like a 9.5. Maybe a 9.8. Really nice. Tim Weisberg Band, TWB, $5. Ricky Lee Jones, $7.50. Bucktown, USA presents No Justice, No Peace, $10 on that. John Schneider, Trying to Outrun the Wind, $7.50. George Winston, Autumn, that's $5. John Schneider, Too Good to Stop Now, $5. Alicia Bridges, Alicia is $5. Aaron Gardner gets the MFSB, sold to Aaron. Ed Nelson back in on the Beatles at $85. So we still got 3 people bidding on that. Ed's at $85. Let me go ahead and introduce another auction. We got less than 10 Japanese pressings left now. We had a full crate when we started at 7:30. I've got, let's do the 24 karat Deep Purple. This is essentially a Deep Purple's greatest hits, 24 karat purple. Woman from Tokyo, Fireball, Strange Kind of Woman, Never Before, and Black Knight. That was side 1. Side 2 is Speed King. Of course, Smoke on the Water. Wow, that song is 7 minutes and 18 seconds. I didn't realize it was that long. And then Child in Time, which that's a really long song. 12 minutes and 6 seconds. Has the Japanese lyric insert with it. That's a $45 start. 24 karat purple. That's a Deep Purple compilation. $45 start on that. Don McLean to Jared McLaughlin. Don McLean to Jared McLaughlin. That was right here, Believers. Ed Nelson's at $85 on the Beatles. Gilbert O'Sullivan, back to front. Gilbert O'Sullivan is $5. 10-Wheel Drive with Gina Raven is $5. Gary Wright, Heading Home. I've been listening to a lot of Gary Wright this week. I listened to his complete discography since either driving to work or driving home. I've listened to everything through the 80s at least. Very underappreciated, especially for his vocals. $7.50. Maynard Ferguson, New Vintage, $5. John Stewart, Bombs Away, Dream Babies, $7.50. And Village People, Can't Stop the Music. That's a VG Plus, $5. That's technically a soundtrack they did. That's a soundtrack they did. Okay, new bids. Fred's at 45 on Deep Purple. Fred's at 87 on the Beatles. Ed's at 88 on the Beatles. Burt Jordan gets to Gary Wright. Burt Jordan on Gary Wright. I don't have a copy of Dreamweaver right now. No, that one usually sells right away. Dreamweaver's usually gone. Burt Jordan gets that one. Ron Phillips on Ricky Lee Jones. Ron Phillips on Ricky Lee Jones. That's sold to Ron Phillips. JS to Ron Phillips. John Stewart. Looks like. Yep, John Stewart. Charlie DeFrank is at 9. Wow, we still got 3 people been on the Beatles. Charlie DeFrank's at 90. Brent Rabley gets the Maynard Ferguson. Fred's at 92 on the Beatles. And Ed's out. Hey, JJ, I'm doing fine. Glad to see you on. So, the Beatles looks like it's down between Fred and Charlie. We have 24 karat Deep Purple. This is now going twice, going 3 times. Going twice, going 3 times for $45. If you were listening to Gary, you were listening to Spooky Tooth. Yes, I listened to some of that too. So, yeah, some of my most recent songs added into my iTunes is Spooky Tooth, Better by You, Better Than Me, and Spooky Tooth, Waiting for the Wind. So, that's my most recently added. The Gary Wright song I had forgot about that I didn't realize that I think is really good is Really Want to Know You. That's, I forgot about that one. That was a good one. But yeah, I listened to a lot of the Spooky Tooth stuff too. I was trying to find anything with Gary Wright on lead vocals. Charlie DeFrank is at 95 on the Beatles. And Jared McLaughlin wants John S. Trying to Outrun the Wind. I think we already sold that one. No, that's John Schneider. John Schneider, Trying to Outrun the Wind. That's sold to Jared McLaughlin. Jared McLaughlin. All right, let's go ahead and sell Deep Purple to Fred Wink for $45. And the Beatles is still being bid out between Fred and Charlie. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Love Beach, $10 after the half off. Official Music, King Biscuit Boy with Crowbar, $15. Official Music, King Biscuit Boy with Crowbar. That's really nice. I don't know really what this is. At first, I want to say like King Biscuit Flower Hour, but I don't know if that's the same thing. That says King Biscuit Boy with Crowbar. I really don't know. Half off price is $15. Cheetah, Rock and Roll Women, $12.50. Fair Warning, sealed, $15. That's a sealed copy. Cargo Cult, Concrete Island. That's also sealed, $12.50. Bill Medley, I Still Do. That is sealed, $15. Edwin Starr, Clean. Edwin Starr, half off, $17.50. The Rumor, Max. That's also sealed, $15. Ian Lloyd and Stories is $7.50. Alex Taylor with Friends and Neighbors. I'm pretty sure it's on Pink Capricorn labels, but isn't that James's brother? $12.50. Okay. Fred's at 100 on the Beatles. Stereo says, what George is left? Give me 1 second on that. Charlie's out. He says it's yours. So we've hit the $100 mark on this. Complete top copy. That is Fred's for 100, going once, going twice. Gary Wright was a great keyboard. He was. He really introduced synthesizers to a lot of, well, on Wikipedia, I guess because of what he did with Spooky Tooth, he introduced synthesizer to a lot of, mainstream rock like he did in the 80s or late 70s with Dreamweaver or mid 70s, whenever that came out. Eagles Live. Another 2 LP live Eagles album, $55 start. Pristine copy. I think this also has, the other night we had somebody's like, that has a poster with it. It's not complete. I think this one has the poster. There's the Japanese insert. There is actually one poster. Wow, is this supposed to be in there? I don't know if that's supposed to be in there or not, but there's one poster. There's another poster. And then there's the original inner sleeve. So 2 inner sleeves, 1 poster, 2 poster, insert, and then 2 near mint LPs. That's a $55 start. That's a $55 start. Next claim was James Dawson, fair warning. Fair warning. That goes to James Dawson. Brent Rabley gets the sealed Edwin Starr. I bought 3 copies of the red. I need the blue. Well, I have another blue in here. If you need a second blue tonight, I'll put it up here in just a second. I don't know if it's complete. It doesn't look like it is based on the thickness of it, but I'll check. Chris Marcus wants Cargo Cult. Chris Marcus on Cargo Cult. Right here. That is sold to Chris Micus. Not Marcus, Chris Micus. Okay, let's go ahead and so I can put up something else. That's a lot of stuff with this. This is very heavy packaging. That's sold to Fred Wink for $100. And the Eagles is now a $55 start. Very good live album. Okay, we stopped at Alex Taylor, which we said was James Taylor's brother. Jefferson Starship, Freedom at .0, $10. If you're just hopping on, this is a half-off bin. We've done 2 half-off bins. Everything, I'm telling you, the half-off price. Asleep at the Wheel is $7.50. 3 Dog Night is $7.50. Hard Labor. And Olivia Newton-John, Clearly Love, $5 for that. Ron Phillips wants Jefferson Starship. Now we're going to go back through that bin. Jared McLaughlin is at 55 on the Eagles. Let me go back through this bin. And I'm late getting it started, but we do have a fantastic Led Zeppelin 4 here. We've graded this one EX. It has a couple of scuffs on it. P101 25A, Japanese pressing of Led Zeppelin 4. This is a $65 start, just like the Led Zeppelin 2 we sold earlier. There's the insert. There's the lyric. There's the inner sleeve that came with all of them. This is probably why this thing has sleeve scuffs. This is a very thick, hard stock paper insert, which probably the disc was slid in and out of for 40 years, and that's probably why it has scuffs. You don't ever want to leave your records in these kind of sleeves. These are not the best thing for them. But that has the lyrics to Stairway to Heaven, Sandy Denny on Battle of Evermore, and of course, the really nice Japanese quality cover. I've always been curious as a Led Zeppelin fan where this painting is. I think they said Robert Plant found it like at a junk store somewhere over there in England or Europe or whatever. If somebody could locate that painting, unbelievable. Don't tell them what that would sell for at like a Christie's auction or a Sotheby's. Okay, or photograph. I don't think it's a photograph. Yeah, that's definitely a painting of that dude. Okay, back up the top, Mark chose a Chad. That extra poster inside of the Eagles Live Japanese being auctioned right now is from Hotel California. There we go. That's what I was thinking. I don't think that other poster in there. So, if you're bidding on the Eagles Live, you're getting a bonus poster that was in Hotel California. Next comment was Grant Peltzer on Olivia Newton-John. Olivia Newton-John is sold to Grant Peltzer. That's half off, $5. Chad Kerfoot got 3 Dog Night. Spiral Staircase is a VG copy, $5. $5, Charlie. Charlie DeFrank. Asleep at the Wheel price. Asleep at the Wheel is $7.50, Luke Mitchell. Chris Ferrara, you were second on Spiral Staircase. Charlie DeFrank's going to go ahead and grab that. And let's go back through this bin. Let's go back through this bin. Really good stuff in here. I might go ahead and tell prices too, because there's some stuff that I'm surprised hadn't sold. Luke Mitchell wants Asleep at the Wheel. The Eagles is at 55 with Jared McLaughlin. 55 with Jared McLaughlin, going twice, going 3 times. And I'm still looking for a $65 start on the EX. We've graded this one EX Led Zeppelin 4. All right. Half off records. I just seen a big jump in viewers. We had like 78 and now we're at like, it was 108. Now it's 99. So the Led Zeppelin for cover art is painting called Old Man with Sticks from England. Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they don't know where the original is because I got curious one day. I was like, man, I wonder who owns that painting because it's, you know, it's got to be worth, it would probably sell for millions, I would assume. Chris Micus is at 56 on the Eagles. Chris is in on the Eagles. Jared, you're out. Okay, Deodato 2, $5. Deodato 2, $5. Michael Franks, Tiger in the Rain, $5. Tanya Maria, $5. Mark Jordan, Blue Desert, $5. Andrew Gold, $7.50. Bob Newhart, $12.50. That is sealed. The Manhattan Transfer is $5. Willie Bridges, Bridges to Cross, $7.50. That painting is probably somewhere up in like, probably in somebody's attic up in, you know, somewhere over there in England. They don't even know what they've got. Brett Bailey on Bob Newhart. That's sold to Brent Radley. Ron Phillips on Michael Franks. Half off records. Bobby Braddock, Between the Lines, $5. Dennis Lynn, Under the Eye, $5. Tavares, Supercharged, $5. Jimmy Jackson, Rolling Dice, $7.50. Dixon House Band, Fighting Alone, is $5. David Bromberg Band, Bandit in a Bathing Suit, is $5. The Beatles Timeless Picture Disc is $20. The John Lennon, $22.50. John Lennon is $12.50. And George Harrison, yes, Stereo asked earlier, I have 2 George Harrisons left. I have self-titled for $11.50, and I have 33 1/3 for $11.50. Stereo asked earlier on that. Alice Lowry on Andrew Gold. Chris Micus on Braddock. Bobby Braddock sold to Chris Micus. We've got Jared McLaughlin at 57 on the Eagles. Andy Mitchell's in on the Deodato 2. Fred Wink on the Beatles Picture Disc. Fred Wink on the Beatles Picture Disc. And Ron Phillips said VHST. VHST. I immediately think Van Halen self-titled, but I don't think we have one of those in here. Let me know what that was. GHST, George Harrison self-titled. Okay, we'll see if Stereo wants any one of these, and then we'll see what we got left. Time out first, though. Chris Micah said Braddock, and then he said C. Braddock cover. So let me pull that out of the stack and show that to him one more time. Bobby Braddock, Between the Lines, gold stamp promo. Maybe looks like it's from a radio station. Okay. Next was Ron Phillips, George Harrison. Let me just set these out for a second. Jeff McMaster was next comment on Bridges. Let me lay that over there for a second. Bridges. Bridges. What was that? Willie Bridges. That's sold to Jeff McMaster. Okay. Stereo has dibs on the George Harrison, and he wants self-titled. He or she. I'm assuming he. Could be she. Stereo wants self-titled George Harrison. That is sold to Stereo. I gave you an offer on the Beatles picture disc. I guess you didn't see it. I don't think I did, Wayne. I see that. Wayne, I didn't see that, but I guess if you want it for $20, you can have it. I see it now. If not, it goes to Fred. So up to you. And then that leaves one George Harrison album, 33 1/3. Looks like it's really nice. Gatefold. George, hey, look, there's all of his gnomes from. Now, I wonder where all those are at. I'm sure his wife has them, but how'd you like to have all those gnomes he used in the All Things Must Pass photo shoot? It's stuff like that I think about. As a collectibles dealer, I'm like, where the heck is some of this stuff? Like, where's those sunglasses at? Those will bring like $100 grand at auction. Anything they touch or wear, it's like, it turns to gold. Fred Wink is at 58 on the Eagles. So we're still bidding on the Eagles live Japanese pressing. This is complete with inner sleeves, poster, insert, obi, and near mint vinyl. Fred Wink is at $58 on that. And then we got a not so much top copy on Led Zeppelin 4, but it's not bad either. This is about EX on the vinyl. That's also complete. We're looking for a $65 start on that. Aaron Gardner wants to Tavares. That's sold to Aaron Gardner. Both George for $18. We've already sold one of them, Beast Smoker. I've just got that one left. It's $11.50. Gordon Lightfoot, $10. Mick Greenwood is $12.50. Tim Weisberg Band, $5. Bucktown, USA, No Justice, No Peace, $10. George Winston, Autumn, $5. John Schneider is $5. Alicia Bridges is $5. Gilbert O'Sullivan is $5. 10-Wheel Drive of Gina Raven is $5. Village People, $5. That's VG Plus on the vinyl. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, $10. Official Music, King Biscuit Boy, $15. Cheetah, Rock and Roll Women, $12.50. Bill Medley, I Still Do, $15. That's sealed. The Rumor is $15. Ian Lloyd and Stories is $7.50. Alex Taylor is $12.50. Duke Ellington is $10.50. And Dave Brubeck Quartet Reunion, 25th Anniversary Reunion, $10. They are at Henley on Thoms with Olivia. Yeah, I'm about to say, probably all of his stuff is with Olivia and his son. You know, I guess it's just like anything. I have stuff that belonged to my dad, so it's like they probably have all of George's personal possessions, and they probably have no interest in selling them. They don't need the money, and they probably don't really want to, so they probably could auction off like one of his hats or something for $100 grand. Fred Wink on Emerson, Lake and Palmer, but they don't need any money. His son, Danny's a pretty good musician himself. He opened up for, when I seen Electric Light Orchestra in Nashville, Danny Harrison opened up for him. We were dying to hear a George Harrison song because he sounds just like his dad, but he does his own music. Where the heck is Emerson, Lake and Palmer? He don't ride off his dad's coattails. He does his own music. He could tour and just do George Harrison music, and I would go see him, but he does his own stuff. Fred Wink on Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Burt Jordan gets that last George Harrison. No one else has really claimed it, so that's sold to Burt Jordan, 33 1/3. Has Cracker Box Palace on it. This song, that's a couple singles off that album. Fred Wink is at 65. We had Eagles at 60. Fred is at 65. Jared McLaughlin on VP. VP was, and then JS. Village People, Jared McLaughlin. Clay Moore on JS. JS. That was JS. John Schneider, maybe? When I saw ELO, Donnie joined them for traveling with us. Wow. That ELO concert was good. I wish I would have got better seats, but it's good. Okay, final call. Or actually, not a final call. They're still bidding on this. Fred is at 65. Jared is at 60. Fred's at 65. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end Led Zeppelin. So if anybody wants this, $65. $65 on Led Zeppelin 4. Buy it now. Somebody needs to grab that. That's like unheard of. Japanese Led Zeppelin not getting a bid. All right, I've already been through this bin twice. Anybody else want to see anything in here? We have sold an entire crate of half-off records after I condensed this with the other one. Anybody else? Do we want to go do one more? What do you think, Tanner? I'm on my third bottle of water since 7:30. Chuck Wilson takes the Led Zeppelin 4. I was about to say, y'all going to break my heart not buying Led Zeppelin albums. We had A Song Remains the Same earlier, didn't sell either. Fred Wink is at 65 on the Eagles, going twice, going 3 times. 60, now 66. One more, do it, one more. Okay, let me get this one condensed down, and I'll go grab that last one. I may do a flip video for these of the group, what's left. New vintage now. I don't have any more new vintage to show. We had 4 crates and we've already showed them. At some point we run out of new vintage. I can keep showing vintage, but new stuff we run out of until the next day. And then we get more ready. What are they saying, Tanner? Crickets. When I walk to the back, they stop commenting. I guess they think I can't see it anyway, which I can't, unless I took my phone back there with me. Vamp says I did not claim. You didn't. I said Chuck Wilson. Who? Paul Brothers. Paul Brothers, Tanner, on Led Zeppelin 4. My bad. Paul Brothers. I got my YouTube names mixed up. Sorry. Yeah, Paul Brothers on Led Zeppelin 4. Jared McLaughlin, 66 on the Eagles. Yes, one more. Do it. One more. Eagles 68. Half off. You should play music in the background. YouTube and Facebook would kick us off. YouTube and Facebook would kick us off. So Atlanta and Memphis is done. Unless I go back through an old bin that we've already showed. Yes, no new stuff. No new stuff. Unless we go back through a bin. So, new high bid on the Eagles is now $68. So I can put up another auction. I've got 6 Japanese pressings left. Let's do another Beatles. I know Fred will probably be interested. The Beatles Ballads, 20 original tracks. This is a $55 start. Yesterday, Norwegian Wood, Do You Want to Know a Secret? For No One. Michelle, Nowhere Man, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. Across the Universe, All My Loving, Hey Jude. Something, Full on the Hill, Till There Was You, The Long and Winding Road, Here Comes the Sun, Blackbird, And I Love Her, She's Leaving Home, Here, There, Everywhere, Let It Be. That is a $55 start. The Beatles Ballads. Thought I missed a comment. Yeah, sorry about that. How many half-off crates do you have back there? I got to keep that a secret. Sell old, unsold. Can I make an offer on an LP from earlier? If it's a new arrival, maybe. If it's something from a half-off bin, yes, for sure. I'm seeing the last 5 sold for 25-ish, so 30 for Get Sweet Rain from earlier bin. Okay, I'll have to check that. Jared McLaughlin is at 70 on the Eagles. Half off bin. Let's get started. Half off bin. By the way, when I was reading this Beatles track list, it reminded me, when the new Beatles Revolver box set out, all that bonus material, it's like Christmas for me as a Beatles fan. But it also makes me think, man, I wish they would find like 20 more Beatles albums that never was released. Wouldn't that be good, Tanner? Just like 20 more albums that they recorded and never did release secretly, and then they're just going to start putting them out next week. One every month. Because like, you know, these songs on here I've heard a trillion times, but I'm like, man, if I could just hear 20 more Beatles albums, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, even if they're bad albums, right? Just like Led Zeppelin. I was like, I would love for Led Zeppelin to have put out like 5 more albums in the 70s, but they didn't. Okay, Gary U.S. Bonds, dedication, $7.50. Gary U.S. Bonds, Standing in the Line of Fire. That is sealed, $12.50. Mark Almond, VG Plus $7.50. Joan Armour Trading, Me, Myself, I, $5. Joan Armour Trading Track Record, $5. Joan Armour Trading The Shouting Stage, $5. The Blow Monkeys, Animal Magic, $10. Beja, Time and Tide, $15. Barbara's, Watch Out, $10. Beaver Teeth is $10. And the Brakes is $7.50. Wayne said, sorry for my late response, but I'd like to have the Beatles picture disc. Okay. That was in a previous crate, or that was something we've already tagged, but he did have dibs on that. So sell that to Wayne Titsworth. Walt Cruz on the Blow Monkeys. We are done with the Beatles. Jared McLaughlin is at 70, but I am going to do a final call. The Eagles Live, this complete near mint copy. Jared McLaughlin's at 70. Final call on that. And we're looking for a $55 start on the Beatles Ballads. $55 start on that. Jackson Brown, Hold Out. EX on the vinyl, $6.50. Another copy, that's a German pressing, $7.50. John Astley, The Complete Angler, $10. Patty Austin, The Real Me, $5. Brian Briggs, Combat Zone, $10. Brewer and Shipley, Shake Off the Demon, $7.50. Another copy. Harry Chapman, Greatest Stories Live, $8.50. Charles Chaplin's A Countess from Hong Kong, that is $20. The Chili Dogs Funeral Party, that is $10. Chili Whack, $7.50. Retro Class Entertainment on Patty Austin, PA, that's sold to Rydell Martin. Chili Whack, Lights from the Valley, $5. Chili Whack Opus X or Opus 10, $5. Another copy. Audience, The House on the Hill, $20. Gene and Jerry, 1 and 1. Gene Chandler and Jerry Butler, that is $10. And Song of Joy, Captain and Tennille. Song of Joy, Captain and Tennille, that is $3.99. Ed Nelson on Chapin, Harry Chapin, Ed Nelson, and Chris Ferrara on the Beijia album from earlier. Chris Farrar on the Beijia album from earlier. Okay, we can go ahead and sell the Eagles to Jared McLaughlin. The Eagles Japanese press is sold to Jared McLaughlin for $70. Eagles Live, and no bid on the Beatles. No bid on the Beatles. That is $55. The Beatles Ballads. That's a buy now. I'm going to go through the other stuff as well from the no bids Japanese auction in just a second. I'm going to put up 2 more as soon as I show a few more records. Charlie Lines, that is $7.50. Harry Chapman Heads and Tails is $6.50. And Harry Chapman, another Greatest Stories Live. That one's $10. Matt Bianco, Whose Side Are You On? That is $7.50. And the Boomtown Rats, Mondo Bongo, that is $10. That is $10. Gary U.S. Bonds, Dedication, is $5. And we have Red Hot Victor, 20 American Country Chart Hits, $7.50. The Sound of Bluegrass is $5.50. That's a Pickwick compilation. And Today's Country Classics. Wow, George Strait's on here. Lean Greenwood, God Bless the USA. Reba McEntire, that is $7.50. And Blue Ribbon Country, that is sealed, $12.50. Release Me, the best of Dolly Parton, Dottie West, Jan Howard, and June Stearns, $5 on that. Brent Rabley on both Chapin. That was Harry Chapman Heads and Tails and Greatest Stories Live. I've got 2 more Japanese auctions. Let me put up Clapton. And I got another Beatles 67 to 70. Let's see if this thing's complete like the other one. First, Eric Clapton, 461 Ocean Boulevard. 461 Ocean Boulevard, Japanese pressing, near mint with inserts, $45 start on that. Eric Clapton, 461 Ocean Boulevard. And the Beatles, 67 to 70. The Beatles, 67 to 70. Let's see what's all in it. The cover isn't as pristine as the last one. It has a little bit of wear here, right here in the corner. The other one was just like I said, 9.5. It has the Beatles lyric book with it. It has the discography book, and it has both inner sleeves. So this one is missing the poster. This one's missing the poster. The vinyl, though, is absolutely near mint. Has the obi, no tears, no creases. Still a really nice cover. $65 start on that. $65 start on that. The Beatles, 67 to 70. Do GH. What was G or JH? Oh, maybe that was an autocorrect. DP and GH. Let me get to where I was. JH. Maybe you could just let me know what those were. I hadn't had a Jimi Hendrix, and I haven't usually DP's Deep Purple, but I did in the Japanese. Yeah, I've already sold Deep Purple, and I still have Jimi Hendrix. Anthony, let me know what that was exactly. Okay. Fred Wink is at 65 on the Beatles. Dorsey Burnett is $4.50. Swingin', Swinging is sealed, $15 on that. Let me see something right quick. Hold on a second. I think I accidentally give me 1 second here. Appearance. Hold on a second. I'm working on something in my... Oh. Okay. Yeah, Dolly. Yeah, he was claiming something. Dolly, I was about to say. Okay, that's sold to Anthony Miller. Swinging. Well, this is a compilation, if I didn't say that already. Instrumentals, though, $15, that's sealed. Boomtown Rats tracks. Boomtown Rats, Mondo Bongo, Mood Bambo, Straight Up, This Is My Room. Another Piece of Red, Go Man Go, Under Their Thumb, Please Don't Go, The Elephants Graveyard, Banana Republic, Fall Down, Hurt Hurts, Whitehall 12. Okay, the World's Greatest Bluegrass Bands, number 2. That is $13.50. Country Music and Bluegrass at Newport, $7.50. The Austin All-Star Sound, that's $10. Greatest Country Duets is $7.50. And Jukebox Saturday Night, that is $15. The Beatles, 67 to 70. Fred Wink is at $65 on that. Fred Wink is at $65 on that. The Banjo Greats is sealed, $15. Chet Floyd and Boots, that's Chet Atkins. Floyd Kramer? Yeah, Floyd Kramer and Boots Randolph. $5 on that. CBS Records salutes Country Music 1984. $7.50. Don't Stop the Music, another country comp. $6.50. Basie Picks the Winners. Count Basie. $7.50. On the Road, Count Basie and his orchestra. On the Pablo label, $7.50. Basie in Europe is $7.50. Brent Rabley wants Austin. That was the Austin All-Star Sound. That sold to Brent Rabley. Bluegrass tracks. Boy, that's going to... Give me a second on that one. I'll have to take a deep breath. Pam Dickens wants the Chet Atkins. And Burt Jordan, you were second on that. Final call on the Beatles 65. Fred Wink has that for $65. Are you talking about this 32-track bluegrass compilation? I'm going to make sure before I try to read off some of those. Blues by Basie, $7.50. This Time, Al Jarreau is $5. Count Basie Swingin', $7.50. John Handy, Hard Work, that is $10. Stan Getz, Sweet Rain. Hey, there's another copy. This one's just $15. We had one of these, a new arrivals tonight. Who was asking about that earlier? There's a great opportunity to get one for cheaper than what you offered for one earlier. Marching and Swinging, Wilbur de Paris. That is $22.50. And the Electric Horseman, Willie Nelson. That is $7.50. The Electric Horseman, Willie Nelson, $7.50. Who originally asked about that one? Because here's what I'll do. Is there two people who's wanting one? We have Luke Mitchell and Next Play Records, and Kyle Morgan, and Brent Rabley. A lot of people on that one. Okay, time out for a second. Let's do Chet Atkins. Let me go ahead and end this Beatles auction. Fred Wink gets that for $65. Fred Wink gets that for $65. And then Eric Clapton. No bid on that. If anybody wants that, I Shot the Sheriff. $45 buy it now on Eric Clapton. Okay, yeah, it was Anthony Mitchell, which is Next Play Records. Okay, so what I'll do, I've got two copies. Luke Mitchell and then Anthony Mitchell. So what was the half off price? $15. I'll sell this one to Anthony Mitchell, and then the other one from tonight, I'll honor that same price to if it's Luke Mitchell. If Luke, you also want one. And then Brent Rabley will be third. So I'll sell both of those for $15 since that one was $15. And he said I'd rather have the other one. Okay, so sell this one to Luke Mitchell. Technically, this is the one Luke claimed. So sell that to Luke Mitchell, that one right there, Tanner, for $15. And just put Andy Mitchell down on a sticky note, and we'll have to find that after the show. Bluegrass Bundle, 3 albums, I believe $15. Bluegrass. Let me just start from the front again. Electric Horseman, Wilbur DeParis, John Handy, Count Basie, Al Jarreau, Count Basie. There's a Bluegrass Greats, and then there's this Country Music Bluegrass. That's alive at Newport. That's pronounced Jarreau. Jarreau is pronounced the same like the Beau Brummels. Jarreau, Beau. I've been told 5 different ways now. Al Jarreau, Al Jarreau, Jarreau. So I don't know really what comes out when I say it, but there's been great debates on that one. Okay, so Anthony, if you want these 3, that would be $7.50, and 15 is $22.50, and 13 you're looking at after half off $45. So let me know on those. Al Jarreau. Row. Fred Wink says he'll take the Eric Clapton Japanese. That's $45. So one more time. The world's greatest bluegrass bands is $13.50. Banjo Greats is $15. And Country Music Bluegrass is $7.50. Though, just let me know on those. Al Jarreau. Jarreau. I think y'all can remember. There was at least 2 or 3 people one night was like, Chad, it's Jarreau. And I was like, man, I don't even know at this point. We just say whatever comes out. Jarreau. People's like, then there's an argument that breaks out. Okay, Newport is sold to Anthony Miller. Let me go back through that crate from the beginning and I'll read off titles. I technically have, I think, 3 more Japanese pressings that have not been shown tonight. We have an Eagles Greatest Hits, a Carpenter's Greatest Hits, and yeah, let me see if this one has, okay. How far are you guys from Nashville? We can, at this time of night, if we drove right now, we could be parked on Broadway in downtown Nashville in about 35 minutes. That's me doing 85 on Interstate 40, though. Straight off the interstate and parked. Jarreau. Okay, we'll leave the phonics of names up for a different night. I've got a Carole King bundle here. I've got technically 2 that didn't sell, and then I've got another one here we haven't put up yet, which is Carole King Rhymes and Reasons. So I've got 3 Carole King records, which I think I put up for $35 starts. Yeah, I've put these up for $35 starts tonight, except for this one. I hadn't shown them. I am willing to auction all 3 off in a bundle lot, which is Wraparound Joy, Really Rosie soundtrack, and Rhymes and Reasons, all 3 of them for a $55 start. $55 start for all 3 Japanese Carole King albums. This was a no bid from earlier. I am in shock, which is Jimi Hendrix in the West. Hendrix in the West is $55 if anybody wants it. Near mint Japanese copy of Hendrix in the West. Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years. That's a $35 buy it now, Japanese pressing. These are all near mint. And Santana Festival. That's also a $35 buy it now. Santana 35, Paul Simon 35, and Hendrix is 55. Those 3 Carole King records, a $55 start. We also had Peter Frampton, a $35 buy it now. Peter Frampton, I'm in you. $35 buy it now. Brent Rabley takes the Paul Simon. Jimi Hendrix tracks. Hendrix in the West has Johnny B. Good, Lover Man, Blue Suede Shoes, Voodoo Child, C-H-I-L-E, not Voodoo Child, Slight Return. The Queen, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Little Wing, and Red House. There's some good songs on there. Hendrix in the West, that's a $55 buy now. Frampton 35, Santana 35, and another $55 record is Eagles Greatest Hits Volume 2. The Beatles Ballads is a $55 buy now. All three Carole King for a $55 start. And, whoop, don't want those to fall over. Let me get those back situated. Ed Nelson, let me know if you want Jimi Hendrix. If not, we're going to sell it to Fred for $55. And that's it. There's one more Carole King, but I think I'm going to keep it because I think it has, you know, she wrote some of the Monkey songs. And Ed Nelson said he'll take the Jimi Hendrix. 55, yeah. Paul Simon was 35. Chains, Oh No My Baby, Wasn't Born to Fall. So there's an expanded version of this on iTunes, and it has her doing all the Monkey songs she wrote. They're not on here, though. Dancing with Tears in My Eyes, Locomotion, One Fine Day. She wrote the Locomotion, by the way. Hey Girl, Snow Queen, Chains, Oh No My Baby, Heidi Ho, Wasn't Born to Follow, and Going Back. Yeah, I thought that one, there's one version that has where she's doing like Pleasant Valley Sunday and a couple of those other ones she wrote. That's not on there. So I'll sell that too. I really don't want to, but if anybody wants it, $35. If not, I'm going to keep that. That's called Pearls, Songs of Goffin and King. Goffin and King, that's $35. So Ed Nelson got Jimi Hendrix signing off. Is there a show tomorrow? Yes, definitely a show tomorrow, 7 o'clock Central Time. Chris wants to know Bongo's price. Okay, let me go back through this bin and read titles. Final call, last crate of the night. It's a half off bin. We're going through it a second price, a second time. Let me know if you want anything. We have Gary U.S. Bonds, $7.50. Gary U.S. Bonds, sealed, $12.50. Mark Almond, VG Plus, $7.50. Joan Armour Trading. Joan Armour Trading. Joan Armour Trading. Those are all $5. Barbara's, Watch Out, $10. Beaver Teeth is $10. The Brakes is $7.50. Jackson Brown, Hold Out, $6.50. Jackson Brown, Hold Out, $7.50. German Pressing. John Astley is $10. Brian Briggs, Combat Zone, $10. Brewer and Shipley, $7.50. We got 2 copies of that. Charles Champlis, a Countess from Hong Kong, $20. Chili Dogs is $10. Chili Whack, $7.50. We have another Chili Whack, another Chili Whack, and another Chili Whack. Audience, The House on the Hill, $20. Gene and Jerry, 1 and 1, is $10. Captain and Tennille is $3.99, $4. Charlie Lyons, $7.50. Matt Bianco, whose side are you on? That's $7.50. Gary U.S. Bonds, $5. Red Hot Victor, 20 American Country Chart Hits, $7.50. The Sound of Bluegrass, $6. Today's Country's Classics, $7.50. Blue Ribbon Country is $12.50. Dorsey Burnett is $4.50. Swingin' is $15. The Boomtown Rats, Mondo Bongo, $10. Greatest Country Duets, Willie and Merle and Johnny and Janie and Ronnie and Conway and George and Johnny and Roseanne and Bobby and Mo and Joe, Merle and George, Bobby and Lacey and George and Merle and Willie and Waylon. That's $7.50. Jukebox Saturday Night, $15. And CBS Records Salute Country Music Monthly 1984 Country Comp, $7.50. Okay, Walt Cruz, the third Chili Whack, best of the 2. Chili Whack and Chili Whack. Definitely this one right here. Sold out to Walt Cruz, $5. Brett Rabley said Bonds Bundle, $15. Bonds. I think this one here is the same one that's back here. It is. So sell both of those to Brent Rabley for $15. Anthony Miller wants the Bluegrass Sounds, which is right here. Sell that to Anthony Miller. Don't Stop the Music. That's another country comp. And then we got all these Count Basie. Let me make somebody a bundle deal. 750, 750, 750, 750. I think there's another one up here. There's another one. And then I think there's a random one. Maybe up here. No, I think it's just these four. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Count Basie albums. They were all originally $14.99. Half off is $7.50 a piece. If we do 5 a piece, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Count Basie albums, $25. $5 each if you're taking all 5. $25 for those. And then Anthony Miller, it looks like you may be the only bluegrass buyer on. So how about this? There was 2 more bluegrass albums here. If you want both of them, I'll take $8 a piece, $16 for both of them. Anthony Miller, $16 for both of them. Robert Johnson wants to Count Basies. Those are $5 a piece, Tanner. So $25 for all of them. Have the Creed pre-orders came in. Creed pre-orders. Creed is due to come out December 2nd. December 2nd for Creed. That's when those are due in, unless they change it. $5 for Herbie Mann in previous crate. It was in black crate. Somebody claimed one Herbie Mann. I think that's already sold, Aaron. I will double check, but I'm pretty sure. How much was Audience? Audience was $20. Audience, The House on the Hill. It was $39.99. Now it's $20. Audience. Anthony Miller said sold, so $16 for both of those. Do you have new Maggot Brain? Yes. I don't know where they're at, but yes, I do. I think they're $29.99. Yeah, if you want to make offers on anything in here, please do, especially on something like this. It's a little bit more. I mean, there's a lot of $5 records in here, but I mean, if there's something that was $12 after the half off and you're willing to pay $8, you're going to buy it. So just let me know. These are last final call on these. Jukebox Saturday Night has Amy, Pure Prairie League, Desperados, Waiting for a Train, Guy Clark. Wow. She's Acting Single, Gary Stewart. Ladies Love Outlaws, Waylon Jennings. Fire and Smoke, Earl Thomas Conley. I've Been Loving You Too Long, Gus Hardin. The Sweetest Thing, Juice Newton and Silver Spurs. Lonesome, Ornery, and Mean, Steve Young. That's $15. Good night. I hope my Beatles 45s in my new box you sent. Haven't seen them yet. Be sure, I think Doug sometimes, Fred slips in those Beatles 45s inside of other albums, like down in the sleeves. So make sure you check down in the sleeves, maybe between gatefolds. I think a very popular spot to package those is between a gatefold, so they're protected and they don't get slid around in the box. Okay, buy it now on 3. Buy it now on the 3 Carole King records, $55. And Goffin and Pearl, Pearl, Songs of Goffin and King, $35. Beatles Ballads, $55. Greatest Hits Volume 2, $55. Peter Frampton, $35. And Santana, $35. Can I get a Maggot Brain for sticker and a Catartro and Wallaby from the first half off crate for $10? Audience $10, Jukebox $10. Okay, so Jared McLaughlin gets Audience for $10. Burt Jordan gets Jukebox for $10. Jared McLaughlin on Mark Allman for $5. I like this. Offers. Jared McLaughlin on $5 for that. Anthony Miller said, I'll take Jukebox if it's still available. We just sold that one. Who originally asked about that, though? Who originally asked the track list on that one? My phone, I had to reset my phone earlier when I looked at that Creed record. I think it was whoever just made an offer, Jared McLaughlin. Put down Tyler Bond for Maggot Brain, and let me try to find those other ones before it gets too late. Kataro and Wannabe for $10. Burt Jordan said I did. Okay, he's the one who got it. That was a Jukebox, yeah. All right. Al Jarreau 3. I usually... 4. I don't like $3. That's getting way down there. Let me find those other ones. I may do that off camera or off after we sign off because I'm going to have to do some hunting now. What was those? Kataro and what? Kataro and Sato Wannabe. I can find those. Give me a second. If I don't do it now, we'll lose them forever. There is the Kataro. Sato Wannabe. I'm surprised no one bought this John Lennon album either. Where are you? There he is. Okay, Tanner, both of these for $10 too. I've already lost it. Who said $10 on those? Tyler Bond. Yeah, I had to reset my feed again. $5 each on those. Anthony Miller said $5 on Jackson Brown. Sold. Anthony Miller, $5. 4 is good. Al Jarreau, $4 to Grant Peltzer. Did 2 people offer $5 for Jackson Brown? I just have 1. Yeah, Anthony Miller. He got Jackson Brown for 5. Grant Peltzer for 4. Next Play Records, yes, write down Andy Mitchell for Stan Getz, Sweet Rain. That's from a new arrival crate tonight. I wish I could get to that. Let me see if I can get to that pretty fast. It was in the very front of a bin. Go ahead and do it right now. Kansas, Nugent. Wow, we had some great stuff tonight, didn't sell. John Cougar, Herb Albert, Kansas. I'm getting close. April Wine, maybe I'm not. Nope. See, after I recondense these, my memory, it's like they get out of order. I'll have to do some hunting on that one. Wow. Yeah, no luck yet. Is there another crate? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll have to find that one just a second. 5 for Willie Nelson. This one here, Electric Horseman. Sell that to Anthony Miller, $5. The John Lennon is, well, there's 2 in here, but this is the one I'm talking about. This is John Lennon, Unfinished Music #2, John Lennon and Yoko Ono, Life with the Lines. This is a 1969 pressing. It's actually on Zapple. Not Apple, it's on Zapple. And that was $44.99 and then half off, so $22.50. My best price on this is $20. My best price on that is $20. I'll keep it if I don't sell it for that. And then the other one was pretty much a spoken word record with John and Yoko. That was $12.50 after the half off. And if somebody takes both of them, $30. How much is the John Cougar? Mark, we've got like 5 John Cougar albums in that from that earlier tonight. They're all near mint. They're all $19.99. Rockin' the USA, which is a 12-inch single. Lonesome Jubilee. I guess we sold the others. Yeah, there's just those 3. Yeah, we sold the self-titled and the others. So, okay, anybody else? We have sold until we can't sell anymore. Anybody else? 11:17. Okay, I'm going to do the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. I will see y'all tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. 2, 1. Good night.